Hey guys, brand new podcast. Do I have anything to promote? Nope. I'm off 2 months. I'm off and it feels good. I'm getting in good shape. I'm feeling good. I'm down in my weight. And just a little update on me. I'm benching more than I've ever benched. I have a max out bench next week. I'll give you an update on next week's podcast. I'm rowing hard as fuck. I'm doing 130 splits for 500 meters. I feel fucking phenomenal. I feel fucking phenomenal. So I hope you enjoy some of your family and just listen to the podcast. New Two Bears is out with me and Sal Volcano. It's a good one. I think next week it's Tom. It might be Tom and me. I don't know. I think so. I think we did it in the old studio. We've been doing some in the old studio. It's fun. I hope you're enjoying your summer. Put on sunscreen. Little Pete didn't. All right. New podcast. Today's podcast. Oh, by the way, hold on. What do you think of the new digs? I'm curious to what your notes are. Throw them in the comments because we will read them. Don't be a cunt, but we will read them and assess. This podcast is the old digs. It's the old setup, but we've done this new setup. I'll talk about it more when we do a podcast about it, but this is the kitchen table. You can't really see it, but this is the kitchen table I grew up on. It's the kitchen table Georgia and Isla grew up on, and we had it in storage, and I wanted the sit-up feel. I talked to Tom about it, and Tom said, you got to be sitting up. Your energy is different. I hope you see different energy in me right now because I feel better. I love this table. This table is disgusting. It still smells like syrup, but I fucking love this table. And there's a secret little spot to hide weed. Anyway, so I want to know your notes. So maybe on the first podcast we release with one of these, hit me up. Let me know what you think about the new digs. But this is it. Can you read my energy? I can't wait to do an open tabs from here. It's going to be so much better than when we did it on the stool. Anyway, new podcast. Today's podcast is with John Crist. I have known John Crist for a very long time. If you don't know who John Crist is, I don't know the best way to describe him without kind of just, you got to put a caveat. John is a stand-up comedian. He is fucking hilarious, but he does a lot of faith-based humor, and he talks to a faith-based audience. We talk about that. We talk about faith. You know, I've been looking for faith my whole fucking life. I'm literally, trust me, man. They pitch Scientology to me the right way over cocaine, and I'm in. I got proof there's aliens. Come over to the building. But we talk about faith. We talk about knowing each other and hanging out with each other. We also talk about Halston. And John had very similar upbringings, Pentecostal, right, Halston?
I was just kind of raised super like strict Christian. He had more of a
he was raised Pentecostal by two parents who were Mennonites.
Mennonites, yeah.
His parents were Mennonites. They dropped out of the Mennonite faith, whatever that is.
Yeah.
By Mennonite.
It's like super close to Amish.
It's super close to Amish. And then he was raised very faithful. Like didn't read Harry Potter books, stuff like that. What's really fascinating about this conversation is John went through, I think he calls it a cancellation. It's not a cancellation because he's still working at a very, very fucking high end. He's still doing bigger numbers. He's doing bigger numbers than a lot of comics are doing. But he went through it because of, once again, you got to listen to the podcast. So I don't want to put words in John's mouth right now. That's why I'm skeptical to even talk about his fan base, because I respect them and I don't want it to sound like I don't want to say like he did churches and then you go people, you know what I mean? But he did do some mega fucking churches. I mean, he's friends with Joel Osteen. Like he is, and by the way, he's respected by all the fucking comics. All the comics, we've all known John forever. He worked before he was doing faith-based stuff. And by the way, I think we talk about this. I was one of the first people to pull him aside and go, hey man, lean into that shit because it's fucking fascinating. His take on being raised religious, being religious, having faith is fucking fascinating. No one's talking like that. You got it. Like, you know, I'm so drawn to original voices. There's a dude. I would love to get him on the podcast. Joel Kim Booster. He's got a new special on Netflix. It fucking destroyed me because it's an original voice. You're listening to an original voice. And John Crist is an original voice, without a doubt. But he got caught up in some internet drama. He was dating, we'll talk about this, he was dating a country western star. And he was, I mean, it's really fascinating because from our perspective, all the dudes that are comics, we didn't think he did anything wrong. So when the cancellation came out and we found out that he was in trouble for going rollerblading with a girl and drinking vodka, all of us were like, and he tried to kiss her, I think. And all of us were like, huh? He got in trouble for rollerblading? It was comical to us, but it's very real to John because, you know, what John says is what he says is on the podcast. I want you to listen to the podcast. I want you to enjoy the podcast. It is a fascinating insight into cancel culture. It's a fascinating insight into faith. It's a fascinating insight into people of faith and how they celebrate each other, about forgiveness, about people who don't forgive. It's really a great conversation, I think. Don't you think so, Halston?
And redemption with the rehab and everything.
Oh, yeah, he went to rehab.
Yeah.
He talks about going to rehab and redemption.
Yeah.
And I remember the best part of the podcast. I said, what was your lowest with drinking? Do you remember that? And he said, oh, Bert, one time I drank at an airport.
Yeah.
It's the hardest I've ever fucking laughed.
Yeah.
And I was like, wow, man, I need some redemption. You're going to love this podcast. I absolutely adore John Crist. He is a fantastic talent. If you ever get an opportunity and he's playing in your city and you bring out your family, go see him. You will walk away having a great fucking show. I can promise you that. Go get a nice dinner, take your family out, come home, and there's nothing better than laughing with your family. Trust me. I just did it with David Tell and my daughter, which is a little bit different of a move. But laugh with your family, man. And John Crist offers you that opportunity. Without further ado, today's guest on the Bertcast, my friend, stand-up comedian, John Crist. Have you ever done a rowing machine?
Yep.
They fucking suck.
Oh, we're doing like
you don't need to work out, though.
No, I don't really. I don't.
Do you work out at all?
No,
not at all.
If I'm like stressed, not to to lose weight or to, I don't know.
How much do you weigh?
Like 160.
Really?
Yeah.
And you don't have to do anything.
Never.
Full head of hair.
Never did anything.
Pant size don't change.
Yeah. No.
So you just keep your clothes.
30,
that you buy?
32.
33.
30.
30.
30, 32.
30, 32. That's what a body's supposed to look like.
Is it?
I don't know. It's not supposed to look like
a medium.
Halston, what's your inseam?
36 long. Well, so 34,
no,
36.
The first one's your waist.
Yeah.
I really don't think you get out much, Halston. Like today, today he goes. Today we went to go get tacos. Halston's a vegan.
Yeah.
And he goes, I'll just do the chorizo. And I was like, that's not. And he goes, it's not vegan. And then Andrew goes, you're thinking of soy rizo. And he goes, that's not the same thing. He didn't realize that soy rizo is based off of chorizo.
If you get out, yeah. It's like, have you been out? Like,
I think he's sheltered. I think he.
Yeah.
I've been editing podcasts for 5 years.
Yeah. We need to get you out.
We do find that. I mean, I grew up like that.
Really?
Not like that. I don't know what but I grew up. We didn't have a TV or nothing. I was homeschooled.
Me too.
Yeah. See that's how we do. We're the same, dude. We're like that. And they just go like, "What are pants?" And you go, "I don't know. I never have like that decision he made to get. He just never has done that."
Really?
Yeah. Like we did.
So wait. So keep going. Keep going. Halston, get on the mic. Keep going.
Okay.
So wait, we were born in Colorado.
No, I was born. That's where I first met you. But I was born in Lilburn, Georgia. My dad's a preacher, Pentecostal. Homeschooled. Everybody.
Snakes.
Yep.
Is it really?
We didn't go that far, but that's the same.
That's the same thing, right?
Yeah,
Leanne is from Georgia.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, my wife. So Halston, you were from North Florida.
I'm from Oregon, kind of. I was a military family, homeschooled family, and super religious.
Okay.
So,
you got all right. So you were religious. So sometimes the military are not religious. You were religious and military.
Yeah. No Harry Potter.
Tough, dude.
No Pokemon. No Harry
none
Potter.
Of that, dude. None
Evil.
Of that.
No Pokemon, no Harry Potter.
Oh, you mean pocket demons?
No, we don't do that. Yeah, but it's also, I shouldn't speak for your family, but it's always very like, I didn't go to public school because my parents are scared we'd be taught things that were not from them. Like
Really?
Not like evolution. You could just learn. You're just gonna learn about, or like we didn't celebrate
Science.
No, we didn't. None of that stuff. We were scared to like learn. It was just they just kept us like no outside information.
Really?
So like I always joke about like you heard about the war was over like 3 weeks later because it finally got to like your.
But that's.
We didn't have a TV. We didn't have a TV.
You didn't have a TV?
No, we didn't have a TV growing up. Did you?
I had a TV, yeah.
You did have a TV.
But VHS tapes only at Disney.
Yeah.
Disney.
Disney movies we could watch, but not Harry Potter, not like.
And your dad was a
anything.
cop or something?
My dad was in the military, yeah, until I was about 14. But I was homeschooled until about 5th grade.
Yeah.
And then I got put into public school, but because I was homeschooled, I got put into 4th grade. So I got held back a year.
Tough, dude.
Yeah.
That's so funny that he goes, how did you order? And he goes, I don't know. I don't know.
It's sometimes he does
Yeah.
things where you go, well, Andrew does them, but Andrew does them because Andrew lived in a different fucking world.
Yeah.
And my cousin Andrew walked onto a plane with a liquid death one time.
Yeah.
And the lady goes, you can't have that. And he goes, it's okay. I brought it on.
Yeah.
Because she thinks it's a beer.
Oh,
And I
you
go, the communication,
Yeah,
I go, Andrew, you're going to need to step in. And
No, he's missing. You're missing
something.
Yeah,
and then he just goes, she goes, I can't, you can't have that. And he goes, I'm almost done. Here, you take it.
You go, yes, but that's not how we like. You all got to survive out here.
I'm so. Ignore what I was about to say. I want to go back to what you're talking about.
Okay.
So.
And by the way,
I don't
you said this exact same thing when I hosted for you in like 10 years ago.
But I don't.
But you were very curious about you.
You are fascinating to me.
Yeah, comics thought it was kind of weird, but you were like, "This is amazing."
Well, I thought it was amazing. I think I introduced you to my production company.
Yeah.
So I was like, this is the guy Travel Channel's
Like
been
this
looking
is a
for.
story. This is a story because
You're the one everyone's been looking for.
Yeah,
because you're fucking perfect.
You're like, wait, what?
Yeah. And I remember one of my favorite times ever. Nate Bargatze said to me, "Do you know John Crist?" And I went, "Yeah." And he goes, "Dude, man, he's killing it." And I went, "Oh, what's he doing?"
Yeah.
And he was like, "What's he doing?"
You're like, "Yeah, dude."
And I was like, he's like the biggest comic in the country. I went, "Hold on, what country?"
Yeah, right.
He goes, United States. He goes, he doesn't do the clubs we do.
Yeah.
He does like mega churches and mega fucking.
That's probably back. I mean, I don't anymore, but I used to. Yeah.
But used to, but and I was so fucking. I think I might have talked to maybe our agent or someone.
Yeah.
And they're like, "Oh, it's
Judy, I think."
Yeah, it might have been Judy
Yeah.
because Judy's always been tiled in. There's a woman named Heather McMahon or something.
Yeah.
The Judy, and then I've watched her.
Yeah, into it.
Yeah, I like it.
Well, so everybody that's like up here, like would never like trash on someone else that's up here.
Yeah.
Not that we're above anybody or not, but you go, because I go to all the same theaters and either you're behind me or Tom's ahead of me the day before, the day after. We're all like, if it's not your brand of comedy,
but you are my brand of comedy. Like I think you're funny as fuck.
Let's say different, maybe like fan base or something like Heather McMahon. I would go to that show.
We don't have overlapping circles of fans.
I mean, we do. I bet a little bit.
I bet we do a little bit.
Maybe I'm closer to maybe like Jim Gaffigan or Nate or something.
You're closer
like
to Jim Gaffigan and Nate or Brian Regan.
Yeah, probably.
Whereas I have my fans love those guys, but probably
more like Tom and
they go to your shows, but I don't think a lot of I think there's a huge swath of your fans that would go, it's not my cup of tea for me. Like they go, his shirt's off already. I mean, I'm seeing his nipples.
As the people that's scary. That's like because my fans like at Zanies all the time in Nashville.
Yeah.
I was like, well, I'll just do like an off night, and they go, all right, so how does this like? Somebody brought a baby.
Yeah,
and they like a family with like a Christian. Like they go, Lucy's like, you can't bring a baby, but we just don't like. They're like the phones in the pouches, the drink minimums. They're just all very just like that. They go, there's a lot going on here.
There's no cry room.
Nah. You know what that is?
No.
A cry room is at a church, or if you want to breastfeed, you go into like a separate room with like a single paned window, so you can watch the service but be separate.
Oh, I just got busted watching a woman breastfeed the other day.
What do you mean?
She was breastfeeding and I looked over and I had glasses on.
Oh, she's in public?
And no, it was at a party. And I had sunglasses on.
Yeah.
And I didn't realize that it didn't matter. My head was turned.
Oh yeah.
Like I thought I just saw it and I went, whoa. And I was looking and then someone.
Well, you said whoa out loud. That's probably. Yeah.
And then I was like,
yeah.
She wasn't that hot.
Yeah.
The baby, the wife was hot. So we go back to, I want to.
Well,
so were your parents homeschooled?
My parents are Mennonite. You know what that is?
Close to Mormon?
No, close to Amish.
Okay.
You know what Amish is? Amish
Yeah.
is like no electricity, no phones,
Pull
no.
up a picture of a Mennonite. I bet did they
The
look
Amish,
like something?
they're like an Amish family, because that's like they're one step away from that. They're like horse and buggies. They live all in Pennsylvania.
Really? Okay.
They dress like that.
I know what the Mennonites are.
Yeah,
Like really good with woodworking and stuff.
yeah. Good. They all work on the
Yeah.
farms. Yeah. So I'm one of 8, just like that.
All right.
I'm one of 8 kids.
You're one of 8?
Yeah, one of 8.
Oh, makes it so different.
Yeah. So
Because like being homeschooled by yourself would suck.
oh yeah.
But when you got
Everybody's
8,
yeah.
you're like, oh, okay, this is what we
Yeah, it's
do.
kind of a vibe. Yeah.
Yeah.
But then you didn't realize other stuff. You just thought like all these, like, they just kind of live amongst themselves. They don't
Yeah.
really go around. They
So-
live with their group.
So just out of curiosity, what were the COVID numbers with the Mennonites?
I mean, they
mean,
didn't really. They
It
never
could have been 0.
Yeah,
Because they just go, hey, we don't fuck with you guys.
They never go out. They never interact with anybody. I don't think they even acknowledged it.
No vaccines for
No,
anything.
no,
though.
no.
For-
Vaccine?
Did you
no
get
vaccine for-
vaccinated when you were a kid?
Oh no.
What?
Oh, before like COVID vaccines.
no, like when
no, dude. What I had a cousin. This is honestly, I had a cousin that recently passed away because we don't believe in going to the doctor.
hold on.
Yeah, sorry, dude.
So wait, how did you get to? Because you know Kurt Metzger, right?
Yeah.
Kurt Metzger's like you,
Okay,
but
yeah.
he broke.
Yeah,
He
yeah.
broke.
Uh-huh.
He broke. I think he was
Mennonite or Amish or
no,
Just
no, he was the. I don't
religious.
mean this. I was. My whole goal of getting you here was for you to fucking help me find God.
yeah.
But
Okay,
but
we'll do that
I've
at the
got
end,
crystals
yeah.
up and candles. My daughters don't believe in
Yeah.
God. I'm the only one in my
I'm gonna
family.
get in trouble by my fan base by drinking this. I'm already in trouble.
It's water. It's water.
No, but they don't know that it's appearance, dude. Yeah,
For real?
that's like the appearance of evil is a Christian thing. That's where he's
Yeah.
laughing because he knows that's true.
No
dude. Yeah.
tattoos, like no piercings. Do not mess with like
Because it's
God's
the appearance
body.
of evil.
really?
That looks like
It does look evil.
Yeah.
It looks evil.
No skulls. Like
no, none of that. No Halloween. None of that. We don't.
No Halloween?
No, we don't mess with
So
any
your
of that.
parents were Mennonite.
Yeah, they
And
broke away from Amish. So Amish.
So your parents were cool then. So
they were like but very religious still. But we're just like they don't believe in the military. No conscientious objector. They would never be in war or combat. Don't believe in that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
don't believe in
that makes
healthcare.
sense.
Yeah,
They
it's
don't believe in healthcare?
No. My parents do, but
Yeah,
we
yeah.
kind of they don't like very all natural remedies. If I don't want to speak on their behalf totally, but like
You're
if,
good at that. I always do that. I
yeah,
just
see,
speak on
behalf of
everyone's behalf.
everybody. Yeah,
go,
women
you know what
these
the
days,
Russians
yeah, I'll speak on behalf. They're like, who's this guy? that if God, it's like the snakes. You know the philosophy behind the snakes of the church. Now we don't have the snakes, but like if you get bit, God will heal you,
Oh,
and
yeah.
if you die,
Then you were meant to die.
God, yeah. So
Oh,
it's a yeah.
Okay.
Tough theology to follow.
God.
Yeah.
So your parents had to be a little hip.
Yeah, my
So-
parents are cool. Like them, yeah. Because they broke away from and then they went out they came out here. My dad went to seminary in Los Angeles
So wait, get me back to your dad. So your dad and your mom meet as Mennonites
at Mennonite College. Yep.
Mennonite College.
You got to
which is-
walk on different sides of the street, men and women. That's you think this is like a movie?
This is
It's
insane.
not a movie,
Well, it sounds
dude.
like a utopian society.
Yeah.
Where you're
yeah.
like, listen, we got no vaccines.
It's
we
a
have
very
this.
like a Puritan was a very like separatist. Like we don't.
I can't shit on it. I can't
Yeah,
shit on
yeah,
it
yeah.
too much
Yep.
because as a dad,
Yeah.
where you're raising 2 little girls in Los Angeles and
Yeah.
you see grown up stuff moving around,
Yeah.
and then you go, it was really nice being in the pandemic
Yeah.
where I had them and
Yeah.
I got to influence all them and I
Yeah.
got them at the perfect age when they
Oh,
were
yeah,
like,
true. She just
they were-
turned 18. Your daughter.
she
right?
just
I
turned
saw that.
18, yeah. but I got them at like at the beginning of the pandemic, it was like 15 and 12.
Yeah.
And it was like
like 3
perfect.
years with them.
Oh, it was like 3, and it was all the times when they should have been kissing boys and
Yeah,
doing
yeah,
drugs and
yeah.
drinking and
15 to
and
Well, then if you imagine that, and you take Leanne, and your family, and there's like 5 other families that all your buddies,
I'm in.
and then they go, we're just gonna move out to, and then we're just kind of do that.
but here's the question:
What?
can I party?
Oh yeah, I think somebody had a bit about how every religion, like if you're like Rastafari, like none of this but weed. Yeah, bring that one on. Or
Yeah,
Mormons, like,
yeah.
hey, none of this. Wait, girls. Yeah, like everybody, they kind of everybody that kind of made one
Yeah.
is like, yeah, but the stuff we like, can we?
Yeah.
Let's get
so what
that.
were Mennonites things where they could go?
Well, no.
They were like, yeah, but Xanax, we can go to sleep, right?
No, they would not. They would never do that. They just work hard, man. They just work hard and they work on farms.
You can drink alcohol?
No, dude.
What was
First time
this?
I ever drank, I was like 27, maybe.
And was it hard? Were you like, I really feel bad?
No, it was the opposite. I thought I was gonna be like struck by lightning, and it felt good.
Feels
So
so good.
then it kind of like you're like, wait, what else are they not being truthful about? First time I ever kissed a girl, I was like 21, 22. I know, dude. I know.
That's-
But it seems, yeah.
It seems like it doesn't, like, if you tell me, like, so we have 4 families we hang out with,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And you're like, hey, you guys are just going to go off and live together and make sure you're going to raise your kids right, and you guys are all going to have the same values. And
it's self-sustained too, because the food is there and the education is there. So you would have to go to the grocery store. They don't have to go anywhere for anything.
it doesn't sound that bad. I mean,
I like this energy, dude.
it doesn't sound that bad.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
I mean, and by the way, I could be sober if no one else drinks.
Yeah.
I could be sober.
Yeah.
And if you're telling me, like, hey, we're just going to wake up at 6 and then we'll all get coffee.
And
And
it
we'll
will all,
all, or but maybe you can't have coffee, but like,
yeah.
who needs it if you're fucking clean?
You know, you ever seen like a barn raising? Like an Amish barn
just
raising?
in like the movie with Woody Harrelson.
Yeah, so they all go over and they all like by hand build a barn. Because that's what it's very like an Amish, yeah, there's an Amish barn raising. They all go and do it at the same time.
So have you ever talked to your dad about him walking away from being a Mennonite and like how hard was that decision?
Well, so the Amish are the ones that have like Rumspringer.
Yeah.
They're the ones when you turn 16, you get to go and do whatever you want.
And a lot of them turn into meth addicts.
Yeah, because that's what kind of happened to me, kind of. Or not meth, but like I just was like when I got canceled and everything, my buddy's like, yeah, we were all doing this in college. I just was like hooking up with girls.
I didn't
and,
I
way later.
I hate to, I know this is what's crazy.
Yeah.
You know that like the thing that happened to you to every comic was like
Wait, what?
he went rollerblading.
Yeah. So
That was it. And we were like, that's it. I mean, I remember when it happened.
Yeah.
And we're like, no.
Horrible,
I
man.
literally
It's
said, I remember, I was at an airport with a bunch of comics,
Yeah.
and we were all at an airport bar drinking at 8 in the morning.
Yeah.
And something came out over the wire, and we were like, oh, dude, John Crist is in trouble. And we're like,
Yeah.
I was like, and I literally said, no fucking way.
That one
I go,
makes me
that
cry,
guy's
man.
legit, top to
That
bottom,
one makes me
legit.
cry, man.
That is, I go, I call bullshit. And they go, no.
Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
remember them reading, and they're like, he went rollerblading and he tried to kiss a girl.
Yeah.
And we were like, and then when did he rape her? He's
Yeah,
like,
he kept reading.
Yeah,
Everybody
he kept reading.
for like
and I remember someone was like, no, he had vodka in a water bottle.
it's a Snapple bottle.
Yeah, Snapple bottle. And we're like, well, then what happened? And they're like,
yeah.
it was by the beach. And we're like, okay.
Yeah,
and they're like,
yeah.
he said he was sorry. And I was like,
Yeah.
for fucking rollerblading?
Oh,
I just told two comics, the guys who do Are You Garbage?
Yeah.
We were just sitting. I said, I'm so excited to have John coming over. And they're like, who's John Crist? They're just two New
Yeah,
York comics.
yeah,
And I go, oh, he's like one of the biggest comics. I go, but you know, he went through a thing. And they're like,
Yeah.
what did he do? I say, he went rollerblading. And they go, oh, did he, was he closeted gay? And I went, no, that was it. You were there, Halston. Am I right?
Yeah.
And they were like, that's the fucking craziest thing in the world.
Yeah.
And
But
so,
you understand, if you understand the community, you go, oh, that's a death sentence. From the community we're talking about, to outside of marriage, any sexual activity and I was still, I guess, making money from that group.
so wait, it's still very
complicated.
confusing to
Yes,
me, and
it
I
is
know
to me
people
too.
listening
Yeah.
are really gonna. Now, there are people going, hold on, wait,
Yeah.
what happened?
Yeah.
So wait, so I would love to talk about I would like to get to that point. I would like to talk about your career because
Absolutely.
I mean, I think even some people right now are going, hold on, I'm like, because I know you and I know everything about. And I don't know everything about you, but I know enough. And so when I met you, you were opening for me in Denver.
Yeah, dude.
And murdering, fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
And I remember you explaining, I have a religious background.
Yeah.
And
I was clean. And you're clean. But I was working at the clubs. I was working at Comedy Works and
killing
with everybody.
Killing.
Yeah.
And but so much so that I know High Noon, the company was like,
we're gonna do
dude,
a
can you
show.
introduce
Yeah.
me to him? And
Oh, we did. Oh, we went out to Red Rocks and did. Yeah, I remember that. We worked with them a little bit.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
then when did everything start popping for you?
What year was that? Do you think? I mean, I was hosting.
So
I was
that
hosting.
probably
so,
2009. No.
No, it was 2012 maybe.
Maybe I was probably 37. No. I'd probably be 30. I had to be at least 40. I bet I was 40. So,
Okay, so
that was 9 years ago.
All right. Yeah. So I was hosting, but I was going out on the road. So like I remember one time the first time I ever did a show was at my church in Colorado Springs. And they were like, hey, come do the jokes. And I was like a funny guy.
Yeah.
And I was like, did it, hilarious. And then and then you're like, oh, I did. And then I started going to clubs. And then I just started working my way up the clubs, right? Up at Comedy Works. And they said I was the fastest to get to the pro list at Comedy Works.
Really?
From the start
That's a big.
at Comedy Works.
Here's the thing I want to jump in and say is,
Yeah.
I know that you can do material about being religious.
Yeah.
But you're also you cannot. Like you're you're just funny.
Yeah.
You're just really, 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 really funny.
Just
and it's
jokes.
also your interest. Your interest is pure. Right? You're not a guy that's like, man, fucking wet pussies. Like,
Yeah.
like, but you're just not that person in general.
No, I didn't have that. Like, if you like a joke about like smoking weed, I'm not that good at that. I don't know about that. So there's so many people just write what you know about. Because when I first opened for you, I was kind of like, when I come to the clubs, I was nervous about all this. And you go, no, do that. You told me to on the show. You go, do that stuff.
It's fascinating.
Yeah, that's what you said. You're the first comic that ever was like, hey, just like, don't try to be like us. Like,
it's
not like you, but just do. Any comic that was ever great was doing. No one can steal the Machine story because that's Bert's story.
Yeah.
But if it's like men versus women and texting, you're like, everybody can do that.
The stuff you were talking about is just, it's just engaging.
Yeah, it's just like, wait, what?
Yeah. And so you work your way up to the pro level.
Work your way. Well, I remember, but so you make, I mean, still now, if you open at Comedy Works, it's $25. A set is $25.
Really?
To host. Could be wrong. Maybe it's 30 by now, but it's 50 maybe. And I remember this guy at this other church that was a partner church of ours said, hey, can you come down to our church in Amarillo, Texas, and we will pay you $700.
In Amarillo, that's good money.
Yeah. I've never had more money. This is incredible.
Yeah.
So then this thing keeps going bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. And meanwhile, I'm trying to work my way up, but I sacrifice so much money to come to the club.
Yeah.
But I love doing the club because it's more honest. It's more.
Well, you can be a little more free.
Yeah. You can be more free.
But it's not. It's like you're aware of the rules.
Oh yeah.
So like you grew up like that. So you go, I know what would upset my dad.
Mm-hmm.
So I know where
exactly where the line is.
Yeah.
In that group, like we had a comic come out with me to do a show at a church from this Comedy Works. This is a funny story because I go, hey, I couldn't find any of everybody was busy or something. I go, I need an opener. I go to my buddy. His name is Vinny. I go, hey, can you just come over to the church and just do clean? Just do clean and don't swear. And he goes, got it. And he's going up there. He's like 5 minutes in and he's killing. He's killing. 6 minutes in, crushing.
Yeah.
And then he goes, one of his jokes goes, I heard I was sleeping and I heard a noise downstairs. So I rolled over and I tapped my girlfriend. I was like, hey, go down there.
No.
Done.
No.
Done, dude.
No.
Done. They were all like, and they just stonewalled him for the rest of and they go, what? He goes, what happened? I go, oh, I forgot to tell you, you can't. It's B&B. He's like, but I wasn't having sex with her. I go, yeah, but because in essence, they knew he wasn't with us, that he wasn't on the team. And then they go, no. And then
you're out.
But it's similar to like a black crowd. You do a black crowd and you're trying to, and
no. Nope. I said, I opened the show to all black audience. And I said, man, have you guys seen Queer Eye for the Straight Guy? I thought it was a Duran Duran reunion band. And they were like, who? I said Duran Duran.
Yeah.
And I go, do you guys?
Nope.
And I remember then I said, oh, that's right. You people don't know Duran Duran. And they went, you people? And I went, yeah, I just said that. I was like, I got to win you back. And I'm not going to win you back with love. And then someone goes, boo. And I went, I said,
When was this?
This is a fucking, it was
Yeah,
written
like,
up in
yeah.
the LA Times. And so, and I said, whoa, there's people back there. I go, there's a
Yeah.
lot of you guys in here.
Yeah.
And then the fucking place started laughing. And I go, fuck, way more than I thought. I wouldn't have opened up with a Duran Duran joke if I knew there were this many in here. And and then I ended up doing well. But
Well, if you go to any, like, if like, you wouldn't now, but it was like 10 years ago, let's say Earthquake invited you, it might be, I think you're well, everybody wants to do well, or a Jewish comic or a college comic, or you would stumble a little bit, but you'd figure it out.
you figure
And then
out,
you'd come back a year later and you'd be like, your set would be all
well, I
like that.
I was joking. I talked to Taylor Tomlinson, used to do churches.
We did a couple together.
She's, by the way,
Yeah.
she's
a killer, dude.
She's a monster.
She's a killer.
She's a monster for every fucking and any angle, in my opinion. And I remember saying to her, "Could I figure out a church set?" She goes, "Yeah."
Yeah.
And I was like, "Maybe that's my out. When I get canceled, I'll just go Christian.
You go
I'll
all
just
the
go.
way
You know what, guys? You're right. I was so wrong. I found the Lord.
Yeah.
And now I'm just doing
then
churches.
You're in. Yes.
And
And I
then
used to be partying, all that. Yeah, then you're in.
Now, a word from our sponsor, BetterHelp. I remember the first nice car I got. I took such good care of it, thinking I was going to have it for the rest of my life. If you're going to have a car for the rest of your life, wouldn't you take care of it? Think about that when it comes to your brain. That's your one brain. You only get one. You got to take care of it. Don't you want to enjoy the most out of your life? Go to the beach with your family. You'd work out. You'd want to get in shape. You want to look good for the beach if you're going for a week. Don't you want to also have those great experiences with your family mentally and emotionally? That's why you got to go to therapy. I've been going to therapy for a long time, and I absolutely love it. I'm telling you right now, BetterHelp is online therapy that offers video, phone, and even live chat only therapy sessions. So you don't have to see anyone on camera if you don't want to. That's what I do. I do that because I don't want to get in the car and get in traffic. For me, it's nice to do the on the phone, a live chat only therapy session, get on the treadmill and just walk. Kill two birds with one stone. It's much more affordable than in-person therapy. That is true. And you can be matched with a therapist in under 48 hours. Our listeners, that's you, get 10% off their first month at BetterHelp.com/Bert. That's BetterHelp.com/Bert. Sunglass season is here, and there's no better option than our friends at Shady Rays. Shady Rays is an independent sunglass company that offers a world-class product that's just as good as any of the expensive pairs that you've ever worn or we've worn. Durable frames, extremely clear, polarized lenses for outdoor living and beyond. That's not all. Shady Rays offers the most insane protection of all eyewear. Every pair is backed by their lost and broken replacements. If you lose or break your pair, even on day one, they told us they're going to send you a brand new pair, no questions asked. Get as crazy as you want this summer, but make sure you're wearing your Shady Rays with confidence. They also provide 10 meals to fight hunger in America with every order and have donated over 20 million meals to date. Look good in your shades and feel good by making an impact. And if you don't love them, exchange them for a new pair or return them for free within 30 days. There's no risk when you shop with Shady Rays. Their team always has your back. I love my Shady Rays because I go through sunglasses like I went through women in high school. I have 4 pairs. Exclusively for our listeners, Shady Rays is giving out their best deal of the season. Go to shadyrays.com and use the code BERT for 50% off 2+ pairs of polarized sunglasses. Try for yourself the shades rated 5 stars by over 200,000 people.
Well, you know, like a guy like Justin Bieber, who he came into Christianity.
The Hillsong Church.
Yeah, versus someone that grew up. I got different rules than him because we are just happy to have him. He can still drink and smoke and do whatever he wants.
Oh,
because he's on a different rule. But I grew up in the system.
Okay.
So I gotta like no cussing and like
It's
Justin
like-
Bieber
it's-
can like say coochie or something and he's like, dude, he doesn't know the rules yet.
It's like if a black guy from England comes over and he's like, "What's up, bruv?" Everyone's like, "That's normal."
Yeah.
But if Donnell Rollins like, "Hello, bruv," you'd be like, "What the fuck did you just say?"
That's not.
You grew up here, man.
Hey, bro.
He's like, vitamins. So
They were like, no, it's not. That's not sincere.
So then you start doing those, and then
yeah,
like word probably spread. I bet they're really big
Fast.
on Facebook.
Yeah, but
And
huge.
so
Yeah,
did you
yeah.
have something that
That's my biggest platform by far.
yeah,
Yeah,
and they're
dude.
just sharing videos.
Huge, dude. Yeah, huge.
And you get wildfire like no one else because
Huge. Yeah.
you get wildfire and everyone's like, hey, whole family gather around.
Everybody come to the show because it's more not only is it like I am funny, but like if the church says, hey, we got this guy coming in this weekend Friday
It's a stamp
night
of approval.
and it's like the religion says you should go here on Friday night. So it's like
It's brilliant.
yeah. They said there's like right in 2019, the Chicago Theater, they go, you could do the Chicago Theater twice, or there's this church called Willow Creek. That's one of the biggest churches in the world. It's one of the top 5 biggest churches in America.
Willow Creek.
Willow Creek.
Type it in, I want to see a
Yeah.
picture of this place.
It's like, yeah.
Whoa!
Yeah.
Whoa!
They go,
Whoa!
yeah. So we'd have to bring our production and our trucks in there to kind of, but they go, you'll fill it in a week, sell it out in a week. And dude, I hate to say this really, but on the back, it's like they also, if you're a Christian in Chicago, I'm the biggest. Everybody comes there and they see how cool this church is and how fun and how nice the seats are and the children's program. They're all coming back to church there. So they don't charge you any rent because they want
you to, you're bringing people to them.
yeah, their business. And then they go, oh, let's go to Willow. Yeah, 7,000, dude. Yeah.
7,000 people.
Yeah, dude. It was wild.
It's a $73 million complex that seats
like in
7,000. And
Chicago.
It's twice as large as the Dolby Theater in Hollywood, one of the largest auditoriums in the
laughing.
United States
Yeah,
of
it's
America.
funny.
And so when they do that, is it just churchgoers or is it because I'm assuming you
Well,
also had like fucking fans.
Yeah, that's what happened is that I make these like honest football coach or whatever parent at Disney World. And if I go, hey Bert, you want to hang out? We're gonna play cards. It's at the synagogue. You would just go, what do they do in there? Right?
Yeah.
Or if I said, hey, come down to the tabernacle,
Yeah.
you just go, are they gonna pray for me? Are they gonna do I have to give money?
Yeah.
What do I wear? If you're not of it, you don't know what happens in there.
Yeah.
So then they were like, are you going to take a monster pay cut and do like the Chicago Theater? But I knew I was like drinking a ton and like doing all that stuff that is in that article. So I knew it was kind of like this is like a kamikaze mission, kind of.
But wait, so how long is the run? Like what was the ticket price back then? Because I'm looking at it going no, meaning you don't give me an exact one, but meaning can you charge as much as you charge at a theater, or because it's Christian, are we doing because there's a comic, I'm gonna say his name, take his name out, okay? His fan base can only really afford $20 tickets. So they sell his tickets for $20.
Oh, really?
Because they're younger, they're millennials.
And
but he'll do he'll do 4 constitutional halls in DC or maybe even more.
Yeah.
But because my fans are a little older and they have
money,
income, like they're grown-ups, they can go a little
higher.
Yeah, you can do a $50
a lot
ticket.
higher. Yeah.
You can do but is that with how is it to set a price?
Same price. I mean, it's $50 ticket.
Yeah.
I think there was like a family 4-pack or something like that. So there maybe.
But the thing is you're getting like if all you need is one fan and you get 7 people showing up.
Bring the whole van. Yeah, which is. Yeah, it's almost like if you come to we could sell like it was crazy because if I could go to markets that other like Forest City, Kansas, like no one can tour there.
No.
But if there's no theater there, but there's a 3,000 seat church there.
God damn.
I know, dude. I know.
Because I think some people are hearing this going like, well, I don't get it, but because they don't understand.
Yep.
So there are markets that we have predominantly hit as comics that are like Washington, D.C., Philadelphia, Miami, Fort Lauderdale, Tampa, Orlando, Jacksonville.
And that's comics.
I have a good friend, has a
Okay,
hard time
okay,
in the
yeah,
Panhandle
all
because
right,
he's not, he's not like
Yeah.
but like I can sell really well in the Panhandle.
Yeah, right.
And I can sell in sometimes in markets other people can't sell in
Yep.
because I'm not really sure why, but
I don't go up to the Northeast much. Boston.
oh,
I don't go up there
Sebastian
much.
sells
Kills up there.
amazing
Kills
up there.
Yeah.
But he doesn't. Maybe he doesn't do. Maybe he doesn't do New Orleans, or maybe not New Orleans. I can't really speak to Sebastian. He's like one of the biggest fucking comics in the world.
Yeah.
But there is certain
markets
places
that you can't. Yeah, that's everybody. Yeah.
And so you were doing your tour was like how many cities?
I mean, it was the 2019 tour was the 10th biggest in the like Kevin Hart was number 1, and there was like Jerry Seinfeld. I was 10th, which is wild.
Yeah,
dude.
I remember. I know that.
Yeah, it was like the Polestar was like and everyone was like, wait, what? That's what you were saying to like whoever you were talking to.
Yeah,
and you're like, no, this guy's like, yeah.
And it's now. How did you feel about what you were doing on stage? Did you like what you're doing? Did you feel like
love it?
Yeah,
yeah. Because a lot of the people that are religious, like, oh, I got to edit all this material out when I go to the church. I was like, if I go to a church, I get to. I was like, when a Pentecostal, when you're shaking, when they put the blanket over you, like, I can do that at a Pentecostal church, but I can't do it at the Improv because they won't get that joke. So
there's a whole bunch
and I still those people there's a part of like the people that canceled me, they're a little, but that's not Christians. These people love you and will do anything. I owe my whole career to them. I'm not mad at them. I'm not,
Yeah.
Is that fair to say?
Yeah, no. It's like if I do I did Florida State.
Yeah.
And I had a lot of stuff I could say.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
At Florida State
about like the halls and the frats and all the stuff.
Like I did my first show at Potbelly's. I sat right there for like just like certain things where you just know, and it wouldn't work at Penn State.
No.
But it's fine because I like doing it. Or it's like when I go to Florida. When I go to Florida, there's material I can do in Florida that I've never done anywhere.
Yeah,
and I know that I'm not going to get judged, and it can be a little
and it works.
And it works.
Yeah.
I remember one time talking about in Florida, I was like, do you guys remember when you were a kid in the fall and it would start getting cold and you'd warm yourself up on those green Transformer boxes? And everyone in Florida's like, fuck
dying,
yeah, we do.
Yeah,
we do. Like we were talking about water skiing and alligators.
Oh, yeah. Well, you do that anywhere else. It's not a bad joke. It's just a bad
like,
audience.
I don't have alligators here.
Yeah.
We don't have fucking 13-foot reptiles that can just eat you.
No, but if you are that, if you like your favorite, who's your favorite comic like when you were a kid?
Kennison, I guess.
Yeah, because he related to you somehow, or
no? I just loved
he was insane.
I just loved. Well, I've always been drawn to.
Wasn't he?
He was a pastor.
I think he was a preacher.
Yeah, and I just listened to a tape of him preaching.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I'd love to hear that.
Yeah, it would be his. I think he was like hardcore, whatever. I don't know if he was
very
Pentecostal.
Yeah. Very into it.
So then you do the 2019 tour. When did you get in trouble?
I mean, so when the first video I ever put out, the first like it was about like it was making fun of Christian music. Have you ever like switched the channels and you come across a Christian radio station?
No.
Yeah. It's like if you're a Christian, you know what the sound is.
Oh, I watched a video on TikTok of these people going, you can tell if you and your spouse went to the same Christian camps based on these songs.
Yeah,
and they played the songs, and it was like a Christian couple, and they were singing the songs together. And I was like, I've never heard any of these songs. Yeah.
But there's like, if you go to a black comedy show, if I go to Zany's, I live right next to there. I sit in the back. I go, I get it, but I don't get it. I like they're singing some song that I go, I didn't grow up like this.
Yeah.
I understand how that it's one of your, but I don't get it. Yeah.
Like I remember watching a black comic going on stage one time. He's like, who remembers government cheese? And I was like, I didn't know. I've never even heard of that. And then I was like, what is it? But they're all going crazy. And I was
dying.
Yeah. And he's like, you remember you'd wake up the one guy who could make grilled cheese with mama's iron? And he'd be like, yo, Pookie, wake up. We're making grilled cheeses and you bet. And he's like, and he'd wipe the sleep out of his eye. And everyone's going crazy. Oh, he's got sleep in his eye. He's got sleep in his eye. And he's like,
you're just like, you get it, but you don't get it. Like it's the electric box. Oh, it's that sun. All right. But if you did that.
Oh, no. Oh, there wasn't the sun. They were
It was radiation?
It was radiation. You just laid on them. Just
Really? Like in the winter.
If you ever got,
I see. I didn't get the
and
joke.
if you ever got attacked by a dog, that's
Yeah.
where you jumped up on those green boxes because the dogs couldn't get you. Because you get attacked by dogs in Florida.
All right, so if you grew up like that and somebody verbalizes it, you're like, I'll follow this guy anywhere. I will follow this guy anywhere.
Yeah.
If you're very like, yes.
And so the Christian song one,
yeah,
was that the first one to pop?
So everybody, so that was the first I came on to, like, this, it was like, 10 million or something. And at the time it was just like, and the whole debate was, here's what the whole debate was: is this guy a Christian? Because if he is, this is the funniest thing I've ever seen. But if he's not, this is wildly offensive. Because he's saying, look at you guys are stupid. Your music is dumb. But I'm
so
saying it
fucking
from
brilliant.
the inside.
Yeah.
I go, our music is silly. And everybody goes, thank you, dude.
Yeah.
It's bad. It's not good. And then I was like the funny thing is, and like, I'm like the edgy, like, for a church. They're like, oh, like John Crist, he's gonna say something like I have a joke about you can find a Bible verse to justify any surgery, and I go like, my mom goes, what about a boob job? And I go, he can move mountains. That's like it's like a, and the Christian moms are just like, oh, it's not that funny. I'm not saying,
no.
if somebody's listening to this, they're like, I think I'm good on his comedy.
No, that's a good joke. He can move mountains. No, but if you,
and I go, no.
But you're talking about boob jobs
Yeah.
and like it's I get what you're saying.
Like Tom's shoes, those shoes that you buy a pair and you give them to someone in need. That's like a Christian, very, very Christian. And I go, that's like a good, you buy one and they give it a kid in a third world country. And I go, what if you got to return a pair? They got to go back down to Guatemala. Hey, bro. Like, and everybody's like, that's like, I can't believe he's saying this out loud at that church.
Yeah, because it's
so wildly irreverent.
It's like and there also is a thing about the fact that you are still standing in a place where they usually worship.
Yeah.
Like the fact that you're standing on the stage, that same pastor. So how quick, like, did you meet any like mega church stars? Like
all of them. Yeah, I know all of them.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, of course you would.
But they're all awesome. They're all cool, dude.
Really?
And you roast them. Well, you roast them all, and they're all like I did a joke about like Joel Osteen, and he's like, I was at his church that he planned, and he was like, dude, if Joel was here, he would think that's the funny. Well, if you're in with them, they're like, this guy's cool.
Because it's like you can call my mom. I can call my mom a bitch.
Yeah.
But you can't call my mom a bitch.
Yeah.
It's like, if you grew up with us, then you can say whatever you want.
Yeah.
But if you're not one of us,
that's why the whole debate was like, or is he Christian?
Oh, so that's what
because these jokes were kind of like pushing the like envelope of like religion, and making jokes about Bible stories.
Because you're not different if you're Christian. You're just Christian.
Yeah, just like
and you probably have the same questions everyone else sits there with.
I go, this story doesn't make any sense. Or like, what everybody, my name's John, named after John the Baptist, the Bible character.
Really?
I'm named after, a lot of names are Bible names. Yeah, Hannah, Sarah, Ruth, Michael, all these are all Bible names.
So then at what point do you just go, well, fuck clubs?
Well, you know who told me that? Andrew Santino.
Really?
Because I moved out here, and I started going. I was doing places like that, and Santino knew me and followed me, and I was at the Comedy Store Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday night till 2 a.m. to try to get spots.
Yeah. And
he pulled me aside. This is gonna make me cry, man. He goes, "Hey, dude, you shouldn't be here." He goes, "We're all trying to do what you are already doing. Go to them, go serve them. They love you. There's nothing here. There's nothing. You're wasting your time here."
Yeah.
And I go, and I never came back.
Yeah. Well, why? Yeah. What the fuck's the purpose?
I thought like you guys were, or the group was, I was excluded from the. Yeah, I know it sounds silly now, but at the time,
fucking crazy.
Yeah, you're like, yeah.
Well, because it's not like it's funny when you watch people shit on people's fans, and I haven't seen it happen since we started podcasting.
Yeah.
Because when everyone started podcasting, a lot of the bad stuff that people used to do went away. But I remember
I hadn't thought about that. Yeah.
I remember watching David Cross shit on Larry the Cable Guy's fans.
Yeah.
And shit on David Cross, shit on everyone. By the way, I kind of missed that a little bit. Like David Cross just shit on everybody. He just is like, everyone sucks.
And not trying to build up any goodwill with anybody.
Nope.
Yeah.
Nope.
I kind of respect it.
And by the way,
I kind of respect it.
Guilty of everything he ever said or did. Like that's what I like about David Cross is it's like almost like who gives a fuck, you know?
Maybe it's like Stanhope would be the last.
Stanhope was
maybe Attell, but not really.
No, Attell never shit on anyone.
Okay, yeah.
Attell is a very. I think Attell lives in his own world. I know he lives in his own world. I'm trying to get in touch with him.
Yeah,
I'm very certain Dave Attell lives in his own flip phone world.
Yeah,
he does not have an iPhone.
I'm good.
Don't put Dave Attell on any chat thread that you don't want to get rid of because once you put Dave Attell on, that's there forever.
It's gonna show up green.
We
talking about Larry the Cable Guy's.
No, I remember him shitting on Larry the Cable Guy's fans, and I remember Larry defending his fans, and I felt like saying, you know, in a weird way, you can only do what you do. Like you can only do what you do.
Yeah.
You don't get to pick your fans. Like
no, you don't.
I mean, I remember thinking I wanted Dane Cook's fans. I wanted these young college kids that were young and attractive, but that was not meant for me. My fans were going to be somewhat grown up. They were probably going to have kids. They were going to
still like to party.
They still like to party.
Like have a night, but they got to go to work in the morning.
They still like to party. They like to fucking hang out with their family. They love fucking being outdoors and tailgating and fucking.
But they still, you would say like the Dane Cook, like now you'd be like, who's it for? Because all those kids now have kids and mortgages and job. And
I think if Dane Cook, I really think if Dane, and then by the way, this is Dane, do not listen to a word I'm saying. I think if Dane Cook had kids, I think his fans would be right back with him. Yeah. Because a lot of the experiences he had would be shared experiences. Yeah. And hey, I still find him funny as fucking shit. I mean, it's one of the best. Yeah. And it's like you look at like, you know, Rogan and Segura and they all started having kids and
a different perspective.
Yeah, I think I don't know, but you don't get to pick. My point is you don't get to pick your fans. So to watch another comic shit on another comic's fans nowadays is fucking asinine because no one does it. No one does it.
And anybody, we go to all the same theaters and you see the guy and it goes sold out. Like you go, Heather McMahon is sold out.
Yeah,
I got respect 5 shows.
I got respect.
So do I, dude. So do I.
Anyone who can do.
I go awesome. If
you're gonna shit on any comic selling a theater, you don't. First of all, you're not a comic. No, you don't get how hard it is
not to fit. Yeah, to fill that place
to
up.
Get there. Yeah. And that's the thing.
Oh, she's just doing or whoever, Leanne Morgan. You know Leanne Morgan?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Monster.
I do. Yeah,
Monster.
I do. Yeah.
Like a southern. She's from Knoxville. Just popped like 3 years ago, maybe 2.5 years ago, off of a Dry Bar special. Just huge, dude. Every theater.
Wait, Leanne Morgan just co-hosted something the other day.
She was on Kelly Clarkson the other day.
Was that? Yeah, I saw her the other day.
But she sold out the Ryman in like an hour.
Yeah,
and you go like, wait, what? But you go.
You'll never hear me. You'll never hear Segura shit on her at all.
Yeah,
you know what we do? We'd be like, hey, man, I'm gonna go check out her show.
Yeah,
I remember going to.
I would go too. Yeah,
I go to everybody. By the way, I want to go to see Joel Osteen.
I went to his church last week.
For real?
Yeah, I was in Houston for I was hanging out down there and I went. Yeah,
I would love to go to Joel.
It's wild. Well, you go, oh, he's under the same pressure that we are. That you look out there, that you see empty seats, and you go, you know, that's everybody, dude. Yeah, shoot. Dude.
So wait, does he have one church he works at, or does he tour?
Yeah, he won. I mean, I took a video of it. He's going to. You know what he's doing in July?
What?
Yankee Stadium. Dude, I mean, Google put in Joel Osteen Yankee Stadium. Like he like it's like him and like he's doing like I mean, I don't know. You
Jesus Christ.
Yankee Stadium, yeah, August 6th, yeah. You just kind of like your bus is pulling out, yours pulling in, just kind of tip of the cap.
I'd go to it. I'd go to it in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
Does he ever play LA? Is that Play LA?
Yeah.
Does he ever?
Yeah, he's play.
I would love to see what.
Have you ever heard of Tim Hawkins?
Yeah.
All right.
Well, I know Tim Hawkins.
How?
Hold on. Am I thinking of the same
No, you
one?
think of a different person.
I'm thinking of.
There's another.
That's what I'm thinking of.
Tim Hawkins is a Christian comedian.
Type in Tim Hawkins. I think I know who you're talking about, though.
He does. This is how he discovered me.
Oh, I know who Tim Hawkins is.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's like jacked.
Yeah. He will do 5,000 seater in every town in America, and for as long as he wants.
God damn it.
And
by the way, I'm actually hypersensitive of saying, because I know some of your fans are showing up and they're probably like, "What the? This guy's
because
killing me."
you're not on the. I told a comic that opened for us wasn't a Christian. I go, just say you don't know what the rules are, and if you say something wrong, just like somebody yell at me, and then they go, we love you.
Yeah,
because they're.
Olstein played Yankee Stadium in 2014. Look at that.
I mean, that's just.
I wonder what his set's like. I wonder if he starts.
I know what it's like.
So because I know what we have a set.
It's not a set.
We have a set list, and so basically, Catholic Church is pretty much pretty hacky if you think about it.
Yeah,
because there's
it's all the same.
Well, it's a certain rhythm.
Yeah.
So like it's almost like I mean it really is like it's almost like a sketch group.
Yeah, everybody does the same bit.
Yeah, and
that's like a sketch group.
Yeah,
54,000 seats in Yankee Stadium.
And I don't care if you're giving them away for free. If you're filling it. I mean,
hey, just so everyone knows, I'll play Yankee Stadium for free.
Yeah, I will pay. Yeah. He filled the third baseline. Yeah.
That's insane.
But there's so many. Yeah.
So when you see Joel Osteen, does he like? Is there a structure to what he's doing?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I know he knows what he's going to say, but is there like?
Well, first of all, he's every week, fresh off the dome, an hour.
Really?
And say what you want, agree or disagree, no notes, and that skill, that's an unbelievable skill. To be engaging off the dome on television, I mean, I'm sure he preps, but he doesn't take out a notebook or nothing.
It's the Holy Spirit right there.
Yeah.
What's that?
It's the Holy Spirit.
You can just, you have to actually believe in the Holy Spirit. If you can see a guy really off the top of his head just go, I mean, you got to be pretty well versed with scripture.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess I do it by doing a podcast once a week, but
you're like once a week he comes out and you're like
once a week. That's impressive.
Yeah.
So,
but these guys are very, very charismatic and you combine that with, that's where you kind of go, not to point fingers or name names, but like you verge into like cult like situations because they follow but it's also a very engaging person, but also God.
Yeah.
And then it's just it just gets mixed up pretty quick. And then money, a lot of money.
Do you this is going to sound like hearsay to someone. If I knew what hearsay was. Do you see any correlations between, say, Joel Osteen and a Jordan Peterson or Joe Rogan?
Absolutely.
I mean, it's kind of
where you go now.
I mean, I don't mean this flippantly, and I don't mean it dead serious.
Yeah.
But what is the difference between Joel Osteen and Joe Rogan? Because it's almost like a core belief, and
this is the group mindset.
Because if you break the rules under Rogan's law, right?
Yeah.
Like say, I'm trying to think of, say they saw you ghost an edible and you didn't put it in your mouth, but you told everyone you were high.
Oh yeah, no.
Then they'd be like, you're out. You're out, man.
Yeah.
It would be as crazy as to go and he tried to kiss a girl or whatever.
Yeah.
But more than 10 million viewers. Is this Rogan or Joe Osteen? I'm not even fucking around.
Yeah.
This is Rogan's 10 million.
Yeah.
He's 10 million an episode.
Yeah.
Watch this. Yeah. This is the fucking.
This Joe Rogan or
reading.
Joel Osteen?
It says more than 10 million viewers watch his weekly inspirational messages through television, and over 60 million people connect with Joel each week through his digital platforms worldwide. He can be heard 24/7 on Sirius XM.
24/7.
By the way, this is Rogan. You could put on Rogan 24/7.
You could
24/7,
Yeah.
and it would play every day of the year.
Yeah,
I mean, he's got thousands of episodes. So then, what is
you know what? That's wild to think about, dude.
It is wild to think about.
And you also compare it to like either Biden or Trump. It becomes very. He can do no wrong. The Trump could to a lot of Republican right wing. He can do no wrong.
Yeah.
And anything they say, hey, what about this? They go, it's the other side trying to bring him down. And Joe has the same thing.
And these
are haters, or these are, yeah.
Yeah, you can't. I mean, Joe's run into some pretty big. Let's see Joe's net worth versus Joel Osteen's. What if Joe is Joel Osteen?
What if they're the same?
Okay.
You ever seen him?
Okay.
Yeah.
What if they? I wonder if they'd get along. I bet they'd get along.
Oh yeah,
so
would,
fucking
they would have
good.
He would be on. He would love to have him on your pod.
If you could get
Joel Osteen,
Joe, I would.
He
first of all,
but
Joel Osteen would turn me so quick. I'm so weak.
He would look in his eyes.
I'm so weak spirited. I would. I mean, I almost got sold on Scientology one time.
Yeah.
I just got drunk at a dinner party, and the guy was like, "You believe in aliens, right?" And I was like, "I do." And he was like, "I'm like, fuck,
pulling
I'm
out
in,
your credit
I'm in.
card. You're like,
yeah.
shoot.
I was like, "Wait, do I get to meet John Travolta? Tom Cruise?
Let's go."
I mean, I'm very weak spirited, and I don't I always try to find a connectiveness with me and another person, as opposed to, probably Joel and Joe.
Yeah.
If you disagree with Joe, he'll stand his ground.
Yeah.
You ever seen him and Adam Conover?
That's the
Adam Hates Everything.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's
is that a podcast episode?
Yeah, it was like it was tough. Oh, it was real tough to watch, because I like Adam Hates Everything. I like
the
guy's very talented. He's got a new show called The G Show or something on Netflix. Really good. The guy's really talented. But watching the two of them go head to head about like just things that were like
you disagree with,
and it was like I would be the same if it's like you're saying, once you believe in the thing,
once you get like I asked a guy in our church community, I go, hey, tell me one thing that you think Joe Biden has done correct, and he goes, I go, nothing. He goes, no. I go, well, then we can't really.
but you could do the same to me. But I don't know enough about Joe Biden.
Oh yeah.
Like, I'd be like, I don't fucking know.
Or like anything and anti-Trump is like you're.
Oh, so is
out.
it?
You're out.
Is it also political? Like a little bit.
Yeah, conservative.
Oh yeah,
Christians?
conservative.
Yeah.
So
which. If I remember I listened to a Joe Rogan where he interviewed a girl from Westboro Baptist. You remember that?
I remember that one. Yeah.
Okay, and they still exist. What? And they picket like funerals. They picket military funerals because they don't believe in war. And they picket.
Oh, they picketed Tom Segura.
Did they?
Yeah. The Westboro Baptist picketed Tom Segura.
Yeah. Did they for what? Do you remember?
I think he had sex with a soldier once. I don't know what Tom
really?
did. No, I just clip that up, please.
Yeah.
No, I don't know what he did. I think he's just Tom, and then I think they like Garth Brooks, and he doesn't like Garth Brooks. Or something. I'm being serious. I don't. I really.
But if you go. That's why I'm passionate about like this idea of like, let's get all the ideas in here.
Yeah.
Because I grew up where the ideas, you were not allowed to listen to the other, so you just have these set up, and then you operate. Like I was like, I'm not going to kiss a woman until marriage, because that's how I grew up. Not going to kiss a woman until marriage. And I've been to weddings like that, but they not kiss. Their first kiss is on their wedding.
I bet that kiss is so hot.
See,
by the way,
everybody's like critical of it. You always have the better perspective. You're like, I think I'm
looking for something.
Yeah.
I'm looking for something, and I'm really lost.
Yeah.
Like I wake up. I envy. I'll say it this way: I envy the people that canceled you. I envy them because they're so. I don't mean this disrespectful, and I don't really give a fuck. They're so simple.
Yeah,
they're so simple, and they're so limited intellectually.
Yeah,
the people that said I can't fuck with that guy anymore.
This is too much. Yeah.
Because I wake up with empathy for everyone.
Yeah.
So much so that it fucks me up. Like I empathize with people that dislike me. There's a couple comics that I hate my guts, and I empathize with them because I go, yeah, I'd hate my guts too.
I get it.
I'm really tough to be around.
Yeah.
And I wake up with searing anxiety every morning, thinking about what happens when I die. I think about that every day. I think about that. I think the older I get, and the more my body, like my blood pressure was 160 over 120 the other day, or 110, and I woke up
heavy.
heavy as fuck. And I think I don't know what I'm looking for, but I'm looking for something. And part of me goes, maybe it's sobriety. Maybe it is. Maybe I need to go into a program and just go like, that's it. I'm done. But then I just 2 seconds ago looked over your shoulder and saw a bottle of wine and thought, I bet if Isla and I Uber to the movie tonight, I could have a drink at the movie theater.
Right. Yeah.
And then that would be fun. Then we'll Uber home. It'll be fun being an Uber.
Yeah, you get
I envy your dad. I envy your dad.
Yeah, in a lot of ways. Yeah.
Because I go, he doesn't have any questions. My dad doesn't have any questions either, but my dad, I think but like I would love to feel that.
Yeah.
I
think we used to have this conversation about, there was a girl that followed our tour bus for like 10 days. Just loved the show. And I go, everybody's like, what a crazy. I go, I wish I cared about something like that.
Oh.
I don't care about any like that. I go, she wakes up, she loves me. I go, that's awesome.
Dude.
If you love Jimmy Johnson so much that you have an RV and you go to every NASCAR race and you're looking at the stats and the drivers and the crew chiefs and the pulp, and I go, that's awesome.
Everywhere you look, people are losing money. Bezos lost $20 billion in 24 hours. Zuckerberg, my boy, is down $54 billion on the year. Even the masters of the universe are hurting. Although, I just discovered a new investment thousands of big brain finance folks are using to diversify their portfolios. I'm talking about fine art. After all, studies from Harvard Business School show that well-diversified portfolios offer big returns in the long run. And despite all the chaos in the world, the premier art investing platform, Masterworks, has already handed investors over 30% returns on 3 separate offerings since 2019. Also, their investors have never invested in art before and still got big gains. But this shouldn't surprise you. Guys like the Rockefellers, the Vanderbilts laughed their way to the bank for centuries from investing in art. And now you can too. Masterworks already has over 400,000 members who invested in over $500 million worth of art. And since so many of you have been interested, they're giving us priority access to their newest offerings. Just go to masterworks.art/Bert to diversify today. That's masterworks.art/Bert. I will see you all there. Also, see important regulation, a disclosure at masterworks.io/CD. That's masterworks.art/Bert. You all know I'm a big tobacco guy. Dip for years. That was the way I had a conversation with people. Here's what's crazy is I don't dip anymore. They've got alternatives for everything. Meat, right? There's an alternative for meat, but no alternative for high quality, nicotine-free tobacco? Come on. Well, guess what? They're here. It's blackbuffalo.com. If you're over 21 and you dip or chew tobacco pouches or long cut, you have to try this tobacco alternative, Black Buffalo Zero. What makes Black Buffalo Zero unique? It's everything you love about dipping without the actual tobacco leaf stem or nicotine. It's dip, literally made from edible green leaves and food-grade ingredients with the same flavor, texture, aroma, and pack as traditional tobacco products. No compromise required. They've got all the flavors we love. Wintergreen, Wint, Straight, Peach, even Blood Orange. And they sell their products at blackbuffalo.com. Black Buffalo Zero is available in both long cut and pouches. And if you're still seeking that calming tingle with your dip, you can check out their regular product line as well. They also have a subscription option on their core flavors, so you can set it and forget it. Born in the Midwest, raised in the South, Black Buffalo proudly manufactures their products here in the U.S. Their founders were looking high and low for tobacco alternatives across the U.S., even overseas, but nothing delivered the same satisfaction or high quality they were looking for. So they decided to make their own in small batches. Plus, They're made in limited quantities, small batches, so you can count on the best quality from Black Buffalo. It lives on our tour bus. It is a ritual when we have a conversation. I am always Black Buffalo Zero. Old Petey Boy, Shane Gillis, those guys are not. But man, I am, and I fucking love it. It's 2022. If you're still dipping traditional tobacco or those little white portion things, if so, and you're 21, it's time to get with Black Buffalo Zero. It's everything you love about tipping, just without the actual tobacco leaf stem or nicotine. Go to blackbuffalo.com and use the promo code BERT at checkout for 15% off your first order. That's the best offer you'll find, but you have to use my code BERT for 15% off your first order. One last time, the promo code's BERT for 15% off your order. So there's a, I don't know the right way to say this because it may come out. So flag this just in case it comes out wrong. There was, my daughter played softball, and there was a woman that was the coach mom of the softball team, but her children had graduated. Okay. But she still showed up to every fucking game. Showed up in school, gear, fucking kept score, brought the kids drinks, brought the thing, and then halfway through the season, we were just talking. She said, "What are you doing?" I said, "I'm a comedian." She goes, "Oh, I book travel for some comedians." And I went immediately. I said, "I got to work with her. I got to work with her because the person that cares, the person has the capacity to care about things that maybe like she wasn't sure. She didn't need to show up to these games. I still work with her. I still work with her. I love her. I fucking love her.
But the surface level comedian angle is like, what a loser. But you're saying, you go, I don't know. I don't think so. It's
like I talked to the busting with the boys. And I was talking about being a fan. I'm a fan of a lot of shit. Like I like being a fan of stuff. I love it because that thing you're talking about, I look for. I look for it in life. I was saying in an interview today, we're doing this. I fucking regret that I didn't put you on Fully Loaded right now. It would have been so much fun.
Oh, Aaron Weber's coming out.
Yeah.
He was out with me for 2 years.
So
killer.
There's a bunch of people I regret right now not putting out because but I'm glad. I love the people we have, but I wish I had just added more people. Yeah. So I was saying to someone today on an interview
that Bristol racetrack. By the way, I went to that NASCAR race.
Oh,
Bristol, Tennessee.
Yeah.
That is going to be a wild night, too. That's going to be killer, dude. I was like, oh, my, dude.
Not a lot of Pentecostal shit going on that night.
Sorry, keep going.
So I said to a guy, I said this even on stage the other day in Colorado. We were in an amphitheater in Colorado. And I said, at the heart of everything, I envy you guys. And I don't say like I envy you because you get to see me do stand-up. I envy you because that's what I like doing. What you're doing right now, going to see a show, it's one of my favorite things to do in the world.
Yep.
I love going to see something I like.
Same.
It's so much fucking fun.
Yeah.
Like I went and saw Steely Dan. I remember I got a text.
Yeah.
How many tickets for Steely Dan from my manager and Judy? And I go, huh?
Yeah.
She's like, I got tickets for Steely Dan. How many do you want? And I went, fucking 6. And then the funnest part is texting everyone. I got tickets to Steely.
I'm all in.
Yeah.
Like, I wish when people you look out at your bus and you see all those people in line for your show, you're like, I wish I was them.
I want to be them.
Because they loved you for 2 years and they're finally in 20 minutes are gonna see, and you're like, oh, that's unbelievable.
Dude, I love if I was a Bert fan, meaning or let me rephrase that.
Like
as a fan of say Bright Eyes or Wilco or Steely Dan or fuck you name it.
Yeah.
My favorite thing to do is me buy all the tickets.
Yeah.
And then invite my favorite group to go with me.
And you're gonna love this
guy. And then go like,
this guy.
Dude, and then being in the show, watching them love it. So I'm doing
nothing better.
Doing Red Rocks September 13th. Yeah.
Let's go. Dude.
But how great is this?
Yeah.
So fucking Wilco is there the next night. Wilco's my favorite band.
Yeah, yeah.
So I'm bringing Shane Gillis and Mark Norman because they're just the greatest guys in the world to party with. And then immediately I see a picture online of Nikki Glazer. I haven't announced this, so I guess I'm announcing this now. Yeah. But it's not an announcement. It's just a secret for my fans. Secret, okay? Secret time.
It's a soft launch.
Secret time. Soft launch. So I text Nikki Glazer. I said, hey, I'm performing at Red Rock September 13th. Wilco's there on the 14th. We're all getting tickets to see Wilco.
Yeah.
How about you come out and work
Come
with
on to the
us.
show. Yeah.
Yeah, we pay you and put you
Yeah,
up
sure.
and get you tickets for everything.
Yeah.
It's you not out of your pocket at all. But we're gonna get to go see Wilco, and we're probably gonna get to go backstage
Party
and say
with him.
hi
Yeah,
because I
yeah.
will have been at Red Rocks the night before.
Yeah.
Do you want to do it? And she's like, fucking send the offer now.
Yeah,
but it's so
dude.
fun.
Yeah.
That's because look, I'm playing at
Yeah.
Red Rocks, and by the way, adding Nikki Nikki did fucking 3-4
Killer.
Paramounts.
Killer.
Like, so
Yeah,
she's
yeah.
gonna, she could do fucking Red
As much
Rocks
as you want it.
herself.
Yeah. Yeah.
But the fact that we all get to go see, that's I love being the fan.
That part. Yeah. Yeah. That you would. I think there was a Justin Bieber interview, and he goes, if you become you think you want what we have, and there are a lot of benefits, obvious, but it's become if somebody says, hey, Bert, like somebody says, hey, John, like I was very depressed, and like I've been in camp or rehab, or I've been in chemo treatments, and I get out and I watch your videos, and it's very uncomfortable for another human to be worshipped. You want to be the other guy.
Mhm.
You think you want to be him, but Michael Jackson can't go out of his house, Taylor Swift, Justin Bieber, these people. You want to be Justin Bieber can't go to see Wilco.
No.
Yeah.
He can't get to have the experience I have.
No, never.
Where you get
Never.
to go and you get to drink cold beers. And sure, you get a few people being like,
people say hi.
what's up,
yeah,
Bert?
what up?
You're
Yeah,
like,
of course,
oh, it's always
of
cool
course.
shit,
Yeah.
but it's not like,
Everybody's cool.
whew.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's funny, the comics that don't get that look at everything like, oh, fuck that. And by the way,
yeah.
there's nothing wrong with them.
I'm over it, or yeah. I would like to. We have like we sponsor like a NASCAR, like a car. Like John Crist Comedy sponsors and we go watch him race, and it is awesome.
Can you help me figure that out? Because Two Bears,
we'll get you one.
Two Bears has a car. We own a car.
Yeah.
Tom's
what
our
level?
driver. Endurance racing.
Tom's the driver.
Yeah, Tom's our driver.
Oh, yeah, okay.
and Tom, Adam Carolla, and Joe.
Yeah,
Rogan.
yeah.
And we haven't really figured a way to make money off of it yet.
Well, even like NASCAR, like I'm big in that community. Like the NASCAR race last weekend in Charlotte was like 175,000. Like you did like, oh, NASCAR, like nobody watches it, or like Jason Aldean, like no one, Luke Bryan, no one, like the people from LA and New York are like, oh, no one, like Jason Aldean sold 65,000 tickets.
Dude,
he's huge.
I think I saw Luke Bryan in Nashville at some stadium.
Yeah.
And I was at the front row, and I thought,
oh,
and by the way, I hope it's not Luke Bryan. I don't know who it is.
Yeah.
But I was like, it's not my thing. Yeah. Whatever. And I was real arrogant about it. And then I thought, well, maybe I'm the idiot.
Maybe I'm out.
Maybe I'm the outside. Maybe I should be in here, because these people in a fucking stadium seem to enjoy it.
Well, that's what you, I think that you've done that from the beginning. I'm a Christian, and you go, everyone else, I feel like every other comedian at the time, not anymore, because now I've become like, it seems to be working. But they were like, I would never say anything. I would host for everybody. Chappelle, everybody would come through. I would host everybody. And they were like, and then you go, wait, what is this? Asking what this is a world that I'm not a part of.
I love it.
This sounds awesome. Yeah.
But I'm this
I gotta go to the bathroom. How does
go to
it
the bathroom,
work?
take a piss
Does
right
that
there.
work?
Yeah. Don't worry. Don't let me forget. Rogan is curious. This is why you would be fascinating on Rogan, because Joe, the one thing I share with Joe, and not as much, Joe's way better at this, is Joe's very, very curious.
Absolutely.
And I'm really curious about things, but I'm also pretty self-centered. So like what I saw in you is authenticity. And that fascinated me. Because I was like, where's mine? Because I was it's always about me. So I'm sure I was like, God damn it, man, this is so fascinating. I wish I could have more of that.
Yeah.
And I probably started writing from that place, tried to find that place in me to get there.
Oh, it's just like you see somebody act a certain way, like they're bombing an abortion clinic or picketing or rioting. I was like, or Ukraine and Russia they believe they are right.
Yeah.
Right? They're like, this is the information we have.
People in Russia, I heard Lex Friedman say this. No, I'm not giving anyone new information. People in Russia don't believe there's any propaganda over there. They think they're getting the truth.
And but we don't know. I mean, we
yeah.
don't. I'm a comedian. I got no.
My
like-
biggest flaw is that I have the ability to say, I don't really have a take on that because I don't fucking know the answer.
No. Yeah,
That's why I just talk about myself because I
Yeah.
go, I can't help you. I don't know enough about Zelensky or
to have a take.
I hear Putin. These are like I hear like Putin's got cancer.
Yeah.
Zelensky was corrupt. He's a comedian. He was like, I only like Zelensky. Only real reason I was a Zelensky fan is I heard he's a comic.
Because he's a comedian.
And I was like, I bet I'd hang out with him very easy. Fuck Putin. I'm on Zelensky's team.
But
And
same
then
with North Korea. They're like, we're like, China has their movies are about Americans are the bad guys.
what?
Yeah,
That's
just like
so funny. I didn't even realize that.
just because our movies are like Afghanistan and Iraq.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
They're not the villains in their own movies.
No, yeah, they're-
Wait, their Top Gun doesn't have them in the black mask with the. Wait, Chinese. They're doing it wrong.
Hold on. Yeah, they're like the Americans are that we are like. There has to be an Iraqi movies.
Yeah.
They're a country. They have to be the opposite,
Oh fuck.
right? Because
I never once thought about an American being we are obviously.
yes, dude.
Oh, I bet it must be so much fun to make a movie in Africa and just
Oh,
make the white devil
Oh,
the
yeah.
fucking.
That he's coming in with a chopper.
just look at him not dancing.
Yeah.
What if that was my angle in movies?
That's a
If
great.
I just played the racist white devil, I bet I could
They make you
fucking-
out. Yeah,
I bet I
you
could
nail
nail
it.
that.
Yeah.
They'd be like, "Here's what I go. Don't worry, I got this."
They're like,
"So where are you
Bert,
from?"
Bert, can you play? Just be yourself.
Yeah.
Like, just be myself.
Yeah, just be yourself.
Yeah, but you're operating off of the information that you have. Everyone is.
Yeah.
So they go, this is the information that I have, and so I like, I went to like rehab.
Oh my god, I forgot. Hold on. Let's
Because I was-
let's talk
yeah,
about
yeah.
that because
Okay,
that is probably it's
Did you know? Do people know that or no?
I knew enough because I knew you and I was like a little I was vested in it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
but most comics just I had a friend who got canceled for like a joke and I was like that can't be real.
That's not. Yeah.
Because it's a joke.
Yeah.
So for me, it doesn't register. I see it online. I just go,
You
whatever.
see it. Yeah. There's
Yeah.
comics that I go, didn't something happen?
Yeah.
But you don't know.
Some things happen and you go,
Yeah.
whoa, like
Yeah.
whoa.
Yeah.
But when yours came up, I was kind of like, oh, this has got to go away. And what's crazy for me is I know it was actually very real for you.
Very real. Very real.
But from the outside looking in, it was something that was such a non-foul
Yeah.
that we were all like, I'm so confused.
Yeah.
And then you really kind of took ownership of it and was like, I'm going to fix this. But let's go back. So did you know, how did it start? Was it an article or something?
I mean, it'd been going on. The first video that I talked about, the Christian music, had been going on since then.
So would you,
on Twitter, it's been going on Twitter since then.
Oh, they've been like,
Yep.
he's not real.
That he's taking advantage of women, or he's just doing the things that drinking, or he's not a Christian. He's not a Christian.
So since that first video, they'd be like, I saw him out. He had a drink in his hand.
Yeah.
He was trying to talk to a girl.
Yeah. All that kind of stuff. Yeah.
And
no one had any. No one had any.
No one had any complaints.
No.
It was just like, I saw that.
I heard from a guy that saw that. It was very, but you understand in that Christian community that holds so much power.
Yeah.
Because every other comedian, Sarah Tiana.
Yeah.
She goes, because we had worked together on a couple of shows, and she goes, honestly, I'm reading these stories about you, and we've been together for a significant amount of time, and you never made a move on me, and I'm kind of pissed. Like, that's a comedian. A comedian would say. Or like some girls like, honestly, I wish my husband would take me rollerblading. And you're like, dude, you're not, like.
So one of my buddies got dragged for hitting on female comics, and I was like, he never tried to fuck my wife. What's wrong with her?
He's like pissed.
Fuck. Like, shit, I gotta get her to start working out. So
like, you never once. Yeah.
So were you aware that it was happening?
I was very, very depressed because of it. Because of living in this, like, doing shows that big. And I go, if all these people knew that I was
drinking and
doing normal things, they would all, because you are kind of propped up as like, people are like, hey, can you talk to my son about the evils of porn? And I go, no. I mean, or like I go, I'm not the guy for that job. Yeah. But I go, oh. But it was kind of like it would just keep hearing whispers about this and that, and every time like you get like a book deal or like do on a TV show, they would just flood these people with tweets.
And those people have a lot of time on their hands.
Yeah, a lot of time on their hands. Yeah,
and a lot of and by the way, they're doing the work of the Lord.
That's what I'm saying. You're armed with the information that, like, all the information. Everybody, and they're still mad at me today.
Really?
You still find it on Twitter, but they all correct activity, just wrong information. Like, if you think somebody took advantage of a woman, and you think that if that is true, you should do that.
Yeah, I agree.
I didn't do any of that.
Yeah.
But with the information you have, that's like Al Qaeda or the opposite.
They would look at me and just go, "Oh, he's just a sinner. Like, he drinks."
Yeah, there's no hypocrisy in yours.
Oh.
Like if you see like a fitness instructor telling you how to work out, and then you see her at McDonald's.
So this is almost like, or Bad Vegan, that thing on Netflix.
Yeah.
So this is almost really akin to what happened to Aziz, because Aziz was not doing anything wrong,
but
he was just trying to hook up. But he had branded himself as a. And I always said a lot of cancel culture is just a miscommunication of branding.
Yeah.
You present yourself as one thing,
and you find out.
So if they were like, Bert Kreischer doesn't drink and he cheats on his wife,
dude, yeah.
Because all I am is an alcoholic who doesn't cheat on his wife.
Yeah, they were like, wait, what?
Oh, fuck.
Or like let's say like Gavin Newsom says, hey, everybody got to wear a mask, and then
he doesn't wear a mask.
Then they crush him because why you do that to people? Because everybody's a little bit like that.
Yeah, well, everybody's
a fraud in some way.
Everyone's a little bit of a fraud. I mean, I'm a fraud in a different way, in that, and Leanne has called me out on this. She goes, you really trash yourself for being a dad. You're not a bad dad.
Yeah.
But I don't mean it. And I don't mean it to do, I'm not trying to do it as a bit, although I have used it as a bit.
Yeah.
But I really do feel like, because I wasn't around a lot, and because they grew up with me on the road, and that I worked on Travel Channel, and that I missed out on a lot. And I think I beat myself up about that. And maybe and she's actually spoken to me about this and said, you got to stop saying you're a shit dad. I've said I'm a shit dad my whole life.
Yeah.
But I think
that is,
I think that's also like, I say I have a small dick. Well, I have an okay dick, but I'm not going to be like, I have a pretty good dick.
If the guy that like the dad, professional, like how to parent guy, if you found out he's the perfect,
that he beats his kids,
you would be like, thank you. Okay, I'm not. It would make you feel better.
Okay.
Would it or no?
I think that starts to make more sense to me.
Yeah.
So then they would flood. You'd go to do TV show and they'd flood it, and then
flood it. Yeah. Because think about they would flood it, and then it goes. But it bring that, and a lot of the people were peers of mine at the start, and then I become, and they hate that.
Yeah.
But everybody, you go to rehab, the guy, there's a new person comes in every day. And they tell their story, and which is why I have the most empathy for because if you heard every single person's story, and the worst, the people have murdered people, stolen painkillers from people on their deathbeds, abuse, violence, and you hear the story from the beginning, you go, that checks out. Not that you excuse the behavior, but you go, like the kid that in the Uvalde, the shooting last week. I don't. But if you heard from the beginning,
from like what his childhood was like, what his everything was.
Now you wouldn't defend it, and it's horrific, and but you would go,
that tracks.
Poor guy. You would go, I'm sad for him.
Really?
Yes. Because you hear the other side.
Yeah.
And I don't know Donald Trump, but if you go, I bet he was, his dad was into money and business, and he goes, I want to try to get my dad's attention, and I started doing businesses, and then I want to get bigger ones, And then I was like, maybe date younger. And then it
turns
again,
into
not that you defend any, or on the other side, whoever you hate on the other side, you go.
Once you go through rehab, you start seeing
everybody. You go,
It's
and
it's,
it makes
it's,
me
it's hard to be judgmental when you go through rehab.
Very, because the most horrific things, you go put yourself, and to be fair, I did the same thing where these women that were very upset with me, let's say they go, John, put yourself in their shoes. And let's say you grew up in church, your youth pastor, maybe you trusted him. He tried to hook up with you. Then this Christian guy comes along and says, I love you. I want to, and then you find out he is also like all those other shitty, fraudulent. You go, I don't, not that you don't get, I don't give anyone permission to get on the internet, but you go, you got to look yourself in the mirror a little.
Wow. I need to go to rehab. I need to go to fucking rehab. That makes such fucking, that sounds like, can I tell you what that sounds like? That sounds like every fucking person that ever gave an apology online that you didn't believe.
Yeah.
That sounds like the one you believe, where you go, so you went to rehab and did the work, and you were like, oh, I'm finding accountability in myself.
Yeah. And not that, again, I go, yeah, I can see why they're upset. Fair. And also now me being on the internet and everyone quote welcoming me back is not true, but I could see why you'd be mad at that.
Yeah.
And also, if you have been hurt by this organization and they didn't give you a chance and they let me, because I'm a celebrity or I'm funny or whatever, I could see why you do not like me.
So how did it come to a head? Was it it was an article that I got.
Yeah. There was a Christian, like a tabloid magazine so I started dating a girl that's like a public figure.
Oh, I know.
That was in country music.
Yeah.
And then we went public with that relationship. And then there was like, I was just a drunk and hooking up with girls on I wasn't hooking up with them. I was not having actual sex with anyone.
Yeah.
But I went public with that relationship, and that kind of got everyone together. Because they go, oh, wait, he said he loved me, or he said he was dating me, or I'd love to date you, but I don't, I'm on the road.
Like on a scale of 1 to 10, like how bad was your drinking?
Right before I went to rehab, I drank in the morning one time in the airport.
So not that bad. Not that bad.
I know, yeah.
So not bad at all.
Yeah.
So really under control is what you're saying.
Yeah. I would get lonely on the road. Yeah.
Hold on. Okay. Just so you're clear, if you're here if you're here because you're a John Crist fan, do not follow me. Do not fucking
Nah, they love you, dude. They love you, dude. Yeah.
My drinking is way out of control.
If you go to a Bert, meet and greet.
One time in the morning.
I drank once in the morning.
Airport. Whoa, motherfucker. Oh, I need to find God, and I need to go to rehab. Jesus Christ.
Did I go?
Fuck.
Yeah. It was.
What were you drinking? I love you go Cosmos.
Tito's or something.
Tito's, there we go.
Tito's, yeah.
And so you were, okay.
All right, I'll say right before I was somewhere in Texas, and we live in bus out of Nashville. So I got to go to a hotel that night. And I was so the standing ovations and sold out. I go, I'm not going to, and the Twitter chatter was louder and louder at coming up to my cancellation. And I go, I'm not going to make it through. The definition of addiction is repeated attempts to try to quit despite mounting consequences.
Okay.
So repeated efforts to quit despite mounting so that could be
food.
Right. Yeah. If there's consequences.
Guilt. Yeah. I mean, if there's, I can't fucking.
Okay, yeah.
But I got my blood pressure's up. Yeah. Food.
So that could be anything. The internet.
So I'm not addicted to alcohol. Keep going.
If you're ignoring your kids and you're on Instagram, all that's
you're addicted to Instagram.
Yeah. It could be anything.
So then
the Twitter chatter is louder and louder, and I go, I'm not going to be able to survive the night. I can't just after that dopamine just that's all that comedy is, just dopamine rush to your brain, and then you're gonna close the door of a Hampton Inn. It's like a prison cell. At the time, it felt like that. It felt like a prison cell, and I'm gonna be alone when I'm so depressed that all these people, I thought if all these relationships were based on they thought I was going home to, I don't know what, read the Bible or pray or something. I don't know what they thought I was doing. I never said I was.
Yeah.
But it was just kind of assumed, which is my fault. And then somebody sent an email to our team and said, "Hey, we've been researching John for like 6 months, and we have nothing, but we have texting, some texts, and some relationships with texting with married women." yeah, I don't know. You can go read it. Anybody can go read it. You can go read it, and you'll read it, and you're gonna be like, "Well, first of all, this is terrible journalism, but second of all, what?" But they threatened us. They go, "We're gonna release this tomorrow at 10 p.m. or 10 a.m. Do you have a statement?" And they didn't. Now in 2022, I would have ignored it and just kept touring.
Yeah.
But it was so like, remember the Me Too movement at that time?
Yeah.
It was so scary. It was people were like quitting their jobs like preemptively.
Yeah.
They were just like, "Yo, I'm out."
I had a poster that we made of me fucking a snowman in the ass. It's not up here. And this is how scary it got at that time. They were like, my managers and agents were like, "Do not release that poster. It looks like you're raping a snowman." And Me Too, and I was like,
that's what it was. It was just
I was like, but it's not a real, it's not a real thing. And they're like, "You're gonna put that online right now?" And I was like, "No, but I'm having anal sex with a snowman."
Yeah, but I don't.
And I don't really fuck snowmen. They're like, "You don't even want to be in the conversation."
Yeah, everybody was just like, it was so.
Yeah,
and
I do remember.
It was so. It was just wild. It was a wild time, and now you see like that's kind of being pushed back on now, like with the with like Dave Portnoy from Barstool Sports or Johnny Depp. Not that I don't have knowledge of that situation but you go you're like, "Hey, you can't just anyway." So
so you made a statement.
I said, "Hey, I go," and that's probably why all the fans are still, because I go, "Hey, I've been making a lot of poor choices. And I'll own that. And I know that working amongst that comes with that responsibility. And I've not been doing that."
I remember all of us seeming pretty even keeled. And then you went to rehab. Mm-hmm. Was it for drinking or just?
It was like depression, workaholism.
Yeah, got that.
Alcohol, sex, and
well, I can't have that.
Depression.
Yeah, depression. I got that. Yeah. I got all those.
Yeah, I got it all.
Where did you go to rehab?
I went where Tiger Woods went.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, it was nice. Yeah, it was awesome.
Wait, where is it? Is it Malibu?
No, the first one it was in Wickenburg, Arizona, and then the other one's in Hattiesburg.
You went to two rehabs?
Yeah,
back to back.
Yeah.
So you went to the one in the country western stars got to leave you, right?
Yeah.
And how was that conversation?
Oh no, that was way before that. We had already broken up a long time before that. Yeah, country western. That's hilarious.
Is that not what she is?
Well, it's country. Yeah, country western. Yeah.
So,
but the news was like knocking on my door.
I don't know her name, but pull her up. Can I see what she looks like? I remember seeing her.
Yeah. So I went there. I remember. I never forget going.
So wait, hang on. Does your team tell you need to go to rehab? How does that rehab thing go? I'm always fascinated.
Yeah, that's her. Yeah. Addiction struggles. This was good. It's all silly looking back on it, but at the time it was.
No, man, it's not.
I don't wish it on my worst enemy. I don't wish it on my worst enemy.
Really?
And I there's been people that have been canceled since, and I go, just don't kill yourself. Just don't kill yourself. Really and truly. And I go, just don't kill yourself. Do you want to? And they go, yeah. I go, yeah, I know. I know you do. I know you do.
Was there a part of you that felt relieved that it was out?
100%. That's the first time I slept in. First time I had a good night's sleep. I go, it's done now.
They say that about prisoners that are guilty. When they go to jail, they sleep good.
Yeah, slept great, and have ever since.
Really?
Yeah, and yeah.
So do so your team says, "Hey, we're gonna we're gonna do a rehab."
Yeah,
and they
they go. You're getting crushed on the internet, just crushed. Like New York Times, USA Today, Fox News, CNN, everybody. And then so they go, well, you're not touring. So we canceled our tour because we were at Willow Creek. If we were at Chicago Theater,
Yeah.
they don't care.
Because you're at Willow Creek.
Yeah, they go, we can't have you here, dude.
Oh, wow.
So it kind of came apart like that.
And so then they're like, all right, we're going to have to cancel the tour.
Well, so he goes, you can either, my PR people are like, you can either pull the plug today and go, or one by one,
Watch them go away.
it's going to be a story every other day. Every day it's going to
So
be.
you pull the plug.
And I go, I'm out.
Pull
And
the
I go,
plug, you go to rehab.
Yeah, yeah.
Now, sounds silly, but like, how by yourself are you in this? Like, do you have like I'm assuming you don't have a girlfriend at this moment.
Not at the moment.
And
no. Yeah.
your parents, I'm sure.
They were there.
Yeah, and you have brothers and sisters. Do people live with you and stuff?
Not live with me, but they were there until I got canceled. Till I went to rehab, which is like 2 days.
Really?
So I got on a flight to Phoenix. Yeah.
And then you go to private?
First class.
I go
That's
private
great,
to rehab.
Yeah.
I'm going private to
Going all
rehab,
the
baby.
way.
I
Yeah.
can't wait to go to
Yeah.
rehab.
No.
I'm so fucking pumped.
Rehab is awesome. I mean,
would love it.
It's you would love it.
Because
You would
I really love being
Yeah.
sober.
Yeah, yeah. I've been sober since that day, by the way.
Oh, for real?
Since that day.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
And wait, like, so
Everybody in rehab, I mean, at these ones is wildly successful. Pilot, professional athlete, entertainer, lawyer, doctor, pilot. Everybody's at a place where no one calls them on anything.
Jesus. Yeah. Oh, so everyone in there is
Like who? I don't know him, but like who in Joel Osteen's is gonna be like, hey, you're out.
yeah.
If you're in one of those, you're out. And anyone around me, there's so much money involved. If somebody goes, hey, John, you're done.
Yeah.
That's how that happens, unfortunately. Like Cat Williams, you hear the stories about anyone that says like, hey, you're done, you're fired.
Yeah.
It's just anyone that's against the.
So then you're in a
unfortunately-
rehab of just a bunch of fucking alphas.
Yeah. Everybody did. Yeah.
And I don't mean
Private plane. Everybody's. Yeah.
I don't mean to lighten everything.
Mhm.
But, and I don't mean to, but like in my community of like my friends that have been in trouble,
Yeah.
it's been pretty big things. It's been pretty big things.
Fair.
And I'm not. I don't mean to lighten what what happened with you or with the women that were with you.
Yeah.
I don't want to, because I do imagine. As soon as you said it, I don't think I really understood it. But when you take a look at the type of woman that comes to your show, and trusts and believes and has faith, and then to find out
the guy up on the stage that's the preacher, he's up on the same stage. He must be good.
They only put the fucking good meat up on that stage,
and then she tags a photo of Love the John Kreischer, and I go, "What's up?" And then she goes, "Oh, is
this John?"
Yeah, and I go, where are you? I'm at the Hampton Inn or whatever. We want to. It's like, he must be good.
Yeah, I'm gonna go over.
Yeah, it's not that none of the behavior was anything non-consensual or anything, not even close to anything.
Yeah,
but it was just like that. I would never apologize to anyone on Twitter for being like John Kreischer. He needs to. I would never. But I would want to apologize to them.
Yeah, because
for my behavior of the physical activity, but I misled them with my words.
You know what's crazy is how many comedians right now are listening to this going, hold on, we're not allowed to do that?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, being serious.
A lie to women.
I remember when one of our friends got canceled or got in trouble, and a female comedian was like, yeah, I never really understood guys having sex with their fans.
Yeah.
And there was someone I was friends with at the time.
Yep.
It was like, I only fuck my fans.
Yeah.
And I was like, I've been married the whole time I had fans. So
you missed that.
Well, I missed that boat of like fucking fans. But when I was young and I worked at the store or not at the Boston Comedy Club, there's a group of girls that you get done the show, you go down to the bar at the Bag It In, you have a food, drinks, and then you hook up with one, and then next night you hook up with a friend, and it was like the thing. And
the bartenders at the
it was like it's like don't shit where you eat. Well, where am I supposed to shit?
The fun So I got on Louis Anderson like kind of mentored me in a little, which is a different story. For a
Me
different
too,
time.
oddly enough.
Like
He was really great to me.
same with me.
Yeah.
And a lot of people have different stories, and he advanced my career times 10, and I owe a lot to that guy. But he put me on Live at Gotham. You remember that show?
Yeah.
It was like the biggest deal ever, right? And I was one of 8 kids, kind of like not overlooked, but just not a lot of attention from my family, right? I got on Live at Gotham. It's the first time I'm on TV. I called my parents. I go, Mom and Dad, I'm on TV on Friday. And I had somewhere in my head, they're gonna get a projector, put it in the backyard, invite the whole neighborhood over, send out invitations. Our sons, and they go, I never forget this, and not to their, they go, we don't have that channel. And it just, I bet a lot of comedians will relate to that. It just crushed me, dude. Because I don't know. I thought TV was getting on it, they would finally be like, we approve, because I was going on these one-nighters in Sioux City for $150, sleeping in my car, and like nobody thought it was going to be good. And then I remember doing Live at Gotham, and a girl after the show, we drank at the bar, and she goes, this is graphic from my fan base, but not. She goes, can I suck your dick? And I never had before. And I go, what do you mean? She goes, you were on TV tonight. You deserve it. And does that make sense? I just kind of went.
Yeah. No, that makes.
And I went down that path for.
It's the fork in the road.
Yeah.
You're looking for the approval somewhere.
That's all. I will never forget that.
So. Yeah.
But then again, if you're on the other side of me and you hear this story, you go, well, that makes sense.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? The opposition to me, they go, it's tough to.
Yeah.
And you just kind of went down that road until.
No, there's little things like that happen like that in everyone's life where the approval you want is not the approval you get, and you find it in another place.
Yep.
Because you're gonna find that approval.
Sarah Silverman said that, I think, she goes, you're just gonna go in the direction of, like, you hear about a kid in Chicago in like a gang and like, being violent, and you go, why would he do that? I go, nobody cared for this guy. This group said, come be with us. We got your back. We'll defend you. You ride with us. And you go,
I'll suck your dick. By the way, I fucking hats off to that girl. Did she suck your dick?
No.
Oh, no. Fuck. Where is she? She deserves a fucking prize. Someone buy her a car.
There's so many comics that are successful.
There's
probably
so many. By the way, there's so many.
That's terrible.
Can I tell you how broken my brain is?
Oh,
this is what's wrong with me. Is it's part of the reason I am who I am is that any girl that ever said that to me, I just fucking immediately walked away from. I was like, oh, I bet she sucks everyone's dick.
Oh
It's that old Woody Allen joke. I don't want to be a club of anyone that wants to have me in their club.
Yeah, it's a great joke. Yeah.
Like
no one want to have me.
Yeah.
And
so
I go, hey, you got to shoot for the weekend headliners at least. Don't go after the host.
There was a great joke. There was a great joke in one of the comedy books I read where the guy, it was a comic. I wish I could give him credit, and I wish I could remember the book. And he was like, he was working the Tempe Improv.
Yeah,
I remember that because I knew where the condo was. He said he was out at a bar with a girl, and she was like, hey, we should go back to your place. And he's like, okay. And she was driving, and she got in the car and she started driving back to the condo so he knew where the condo was. He goes, I guess you've done this before? And she goes, I've never done this. And he goes, but you know where the condo is? She goes, oh no, sleep with a feature act. I was like, oh fuck.
That's the perfect misdirection of a joke. Yeah.
No, sleep with a feature act.
Yo, I'm the host, dude.
It's summertime. The days are hot and the grill's going. It's the perfect time to enjoy wine with your friends and family. But did you know the summer heat and sunlight can spoil your wine and your good times if it's not properly stored? Now's time to get those bottles out of the boxes, off your countertops, and protect them with a wine fridge from Wine Enthusiast. Wine Enthusiast designs and offers the largest selection of wine coolers for every drinker, every budget, every size collection from 6 to 600 bottles. Plus, expert wine storage consultants are available by phone to help you find the right fit for all your new needs. Wine Enthusiast is the premier destination for the wine lifestyle, offering an incredible selection of unique wine accessories, glassware, furniture, wine storage, gifts, and more. Visit wineenthusiast.com or text Bert to 511-511 to check out all the Wine Enthusiast summer savings. Text Bert, B-E-R-T, to 511-511. Text Bert to 511-511 today. Certain exclusions may apply. You may receive up to one additional text. Text fees may apply. Text STOP to opt out. So how long was rehab? 60 days?
I went, the first place was for 45 days. And then there's like a step down facility. They have like, you can have your car and your cell phone and your golf clubs and your, it's just like a more of a 9 to 5. But they go, if you go back into your life right now, you're maybe not stable enough. And they said like, because I couldn't imagine never like drinking again or never, I just can't imagine that. I go, well, I can't imagine that ever, I can't imagine that reality. And they go, it's kind of like, when if you get a cut in your blood will rush to it, it'll clot, it'll scar, it'll scab, and it'll heal. Your body will do that for you. He goes, if you sit with this pain and shame, and I always say, like, I looked the devil in the eye. I looked him in the eye. And I go, if you sit with it, it will, like, you can't escape for anything. So there's obviously no drugs, no alcohol, no women. There's no caffeine. There's no nicotine. There's no sugar. Dude, hold on. It keeps going. There's no music. There's no fiction books. And there's, even if you like to get high from like kind of working out, they don't even let you do that. You can walk for 30 minutes a day, but you can't, no escaping of any, because if you feel some pain, you get on your phone. You can get away from it. Yeah. You can go, they just sit with it, and it's horrific, but you come out the other side and you go, oh, I'm not going to the hotel room at night.
I'm just sitting there.
I'm not scared of that, dude.
I'm terrified of that.
Yeah.
I'm terrified.
Fair.
Of that.
It's fair.
I'm terrified tonight.
Yeah.
Like it's just me and Isla.
Yeah.
And I'm wondering, so how do I go to bed tonight? Because I have a fucking 6 a.m. call.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I guess I'll look like shit, but it's okay because they want me to look like shit. So, so you did that for 45 days?
45 days. And then the next place was like,
do you feel amazing at the end of 45 days?
Yeah. You feel, I mean, I got back, they handed me my cell phone and dropped me off at the Phoenix Sky Harbor Airport. I just walked up and down that terminal and just cried. I go, oh my God.
Really?
I can't, just like you bite into a ham sandwich, or you drink a Coke, or you eat a Reese's, and you go, oh my, and that's almost worth that. I go, this is incredible, man. Yeah. Oh my. And I listened to I have my phone and my Spotify, and I go, if I could ever listen to a Kenny Chesney song again, and I was early for my flight, because then I just walked up and down that. I was just crying.
No interest in getting a beer.
No. There's a couple times since then, but
no, even that. But that on that day.
But you're trying. No, because you're trying to. They told us a story about a girl that got repeatedly molested as a kid, and she was an alcoholic, and they said now they're just trying to deal with her. That alcohol saved her life, because it's too heavy. Addiction is trying to help you. It's trying to free. The burden of it's too heavy, dude. It's some of it. It's too much, dude. And you read people that kill themselves. I empathize with that. I go, you thought that there was no other way. And when I got into rehab, I was probably a month in. My manager called me and it was like, hey, I go, how many followers have I lost? He goes, man, none. They're all. I go, wait, what? And then he goes, yeah, there's clubs they're waiting to, and I could see the path forward. And there was another guy in there that he was a cocaine addict, and he was a lawyer, and he was trying to get his license back, trying to stay sober, to get his license back to practice lawyer. He's a big time lawyer, rich guy, and he relapsed, and they came to him and they said, he's one of my best friends in there. They came to him and said, "You're never going to get your license back. You're never," and he killed himself. Which he should. Not outside of like being a Christian or a hope, or you know, if you're never going to get. I saw a path forward. So sobriety, if I could stay sober and get my personal life together, I could see there was hope.
Yeah.
But that guy's never going to get it. If you're Jeffrey Epstein, you should.
Yeah.
That's not Christian to say, but
yeah, no. If you're Jeffrey Epstein,
you have everything: drugs, women,
billionaire, your own island,
and now you lost all of it, and you're in your 60s, 70s. I don't know how old he was. You're never getting that back.
Yeah.
This got too serious, man.
No.
Yeah.
I love this because you're right. If you see a light and you go, oh, so there's hope.
Yeah.
Then everything's achievable because you can work hard.
The human spirit can overcome anything.
This is gonna sound so fucking stupid, but like, I have been not drinking a lot during the week. On the weekends, it's been away from me.
Yeah.
But during the week, because I have noticed that if I don't,
Yeah.
and I work out, I've been noticing my blood pressure dropping.
Okay. Yeah.
And
yeah.
so it's made me want to work out twice a day.
Yep.
Because I've seen that there's a benefit.
The other, you can, if you go, I'm just gonna not drink. I go, miss me with that talk.
Yeah.
But if you have a heart attack, and you go, I'm gonna start taking care of my. Then you can. You know, Nate Bargatze told me the story about why he got sober.
I never understood it. He just all of a sudden got sober.
And I shouldn't, because I called him, and because he's like Nikki's sober.
A lot of people sober.
Soder is sober.
Yeah.
And he's like, he goes, he saw Kevin Hart when the Eagles won the Super Bowl. Kevin Hart got up on the podium and it was kind of making a fool of himself.
Yeah.
And he goes, I never want to look like that and never drank again.
Jesus.
If you can figure out the,
I wish I could fucking
yeah.
like that.
If you can figure out the,
I've been the guy on stage that made an ass out of himself, and I was like, it wasn't that bad.
Yeah. But if you don't see that, if you can, that's why I say that Christianity fails a lot of us when you say just don't look at porn or don't jerk off or just don't. I go, why? Or you can't just say don't. And Christianity is all don't. It should be more like, hey, do it all and figure out that's not the way, and then you're doing it by choice, not because you don't want to get caught.
Right. So I stopped jerking off because I think really because my testosterone lowered. But I just stopped because I was like, oh, it's so much better when I have sex with my wife, and it's so much better.
Yeah.
It makes that experience better, and that experience means more to me than the other thing. And then and I felt I really honestly had a hard time finding porn. Because I'd get onto Pornhub and everything was stepdaughter, stepfather, stepsister, stepbrother.
And that hits you a different way.
Or young teen. And I'm like, that's not.
Yeah.
That's who hangs out at my house. Like I can't.
I can't go down this road with you.
I can't be on that path.
Yeah.
And so like I mean, for a period of time, I just had to pick my favorite porn stars.
Yeah.
Then I met a couple of them, and I'm like, now I can't jerk off to you.
Which is the exact. You have. The opposite of Twitter, you've humanized this person. You go,
once you turn someone into a human, you're fucked.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah. So if we got to kill the Al Qaeda because they are monsters, and they were like, man, this guy's got a family. This guy's putting his kids through school.
Look, he's playing soccer in the front dust or front whatever they have in the front.
Tough.
Yeah,
it's tough to get mad at someone that's cut you off and try. It's tough to yell at the Starbucks barista. It's tough to do if you go.
So
tough.
So you go to the second rehab and then you can have golf clubs.
Yeah. All right.
I would golf all fucking day.
Yeah,
long.
that's all. Yeah,
Fucking.
we had to every, so it was 9 to 5, but on the weekend you have to submit a proposal for every hour of your weekend, every hour of the weekend. So you can't just do whatever you want.
By the way, that makes total sense.
Yeah, you can't.
That makes total sense, and I'll tell you why.
Yeah.
My weekends get away from me because I have nothing to do.
Yeah.
So like I work out in the morning, and then I go, great. What do I do now?
Yeah.
And then it's like, and then everyone's like, hey, we're gonna have mimosas, and you're
Yeah.
like, if you have
Friday
no plan, if you have no
afternoon,
plan,
you got to go. All right, I'm gonna get up at 10. I'm gonna go on a bike ride. Then me and my roommate are gonna go to lunch. I'm gonna hang out at the apartment from 11 to 2 and watch college football. Then the whole thing has to be, because then if you're not there, they go, you said you were. That's which is addiction. You're a liar. Addiction. You just yeah.
dude. My problem is I'm too honest about my addiction.
Yeah.
Like I'm way too honest, and then in a weird way, it's that accountability that it's the same thing about the hypocrisy. Is I'm not like I'm pretty. I'm across the board.
Well, that would make you. That makes somebody uncancelable, because there's like what about?
Well, I'm uncancelable for my drinking.
Yeah.
I've said some things that I wish I could take back.
Sure. Yeah, not. Yeah. But
I wish I hadn't started podcasting 10 years ago when we didn't know that we were going to be held accountable.
Well, we're going back. Yeah, that's what they did to Rogan, man. They went back and like.
Yeah, I mean,
unbelievable.
Well, it's. I can understand, and not to empathize once again with the people who are attacking you, but I can understand, like you said, the young girl who finds faith in this and trust that to be let down again.
Yep.
I can understand her outrage.
Absolutely.
I can understand.
And also, if you don't necessarily know or have an interaction with me, but you've heard the story and you have a similar hurt, you just pile on. You're not going to hear me.
Yeah.
I mean, I defend myself, obviously. But
so wait, let's go back to so then when you do the second rehab, how much do you get to golf?
Twice a weekend or something like that.
Twice a weekend?
On the weekend.
Okay.
Yeah. Well,
9 to 5. You have a 9 to 5. What are you fucking?
Yeah, you just got to go. You live in an apartment complex with a bunch of and then we go and learn about your childhood and do these worksheets and
yeah. Fun.
But I'll tell you, so immediately I was like, I could probably do without the alcohol and the women. That's not, but my drug was the attention. I go, I want to protect can I still do the thing?
Yeah.
That's what as a child, and I'll never forget, there was, we got to the second rehab and they were like, where do you want to go to lunch? So the guy that's new chooses, and I go, we can go anywhere we want for lunch. And it's Hattiesburg, Mississippi, which is a Southern Christian I go, we can go anywhere for lunch. And they go, yeah. And I go, let's go to Chick-fil-A. And that's my what are you laughing at?
I was running through 9 places where you would go and get recognized.
And I go, I want to go to Chick-fil-A. And it was no one had heard from me or seen me in 60 days. And I show up at this Chick-fil-A.
In Hattiesburg.
It's mayhem, dude.
Yeah.
And I go, I got it. I got it.
Oh,
I got
sweet.
it.
So then next day do you go, hey, just so you know,
well,
the thing we're looking to get rid of, I think I got it yesterday.
I didn't know that was what my problem was.
Yeah.
But I go, and and they banned me from Chick-fil-A and church in rehab, because that's the places where
I would love to be in that think group of places you can't go.
They were like, the guys like strip club or the bars, like Crist.
Sidewalk in front of an abortion clinic.
It's like, no,
you can only go to strip clubs.
Yeah. No one's gonna know me in there.
Yeah.
Well, that wouldn't fit my how I would act out, because it's not against the rules. It needs to be against the rules.
Oh, so then you
secretive or
Chick-fil-A.
So I go to, and then it was just, and I go, I'm good. I don't need, I'll stay here forever. I can go out and I'm good.
Yeah.
And everybody goes, dude, what up? We love you. We missed you. We've been praying for you. We're thinking about you, man. We can't wait to see you again. And I go, I was like, I still got it. Or and that's what that's what I've still been working on since this day. So they would say things like, hey, we'll let you go if you want to go to Chick-fil-A, you got to go through the drive-thru. And they go, if you want to go to church, 30 miles outside of the city, there's a small Baptist church. You go there. I go, not interested. No, not because I got
No. I have mine for that. I have mine for that. When they go, they're at the luau in Hawaii, and they're like, "Would you like a?" I go, "Do you guys have drinks here?" And they're like, "No." But we do have. We're gonna serve a rum punch, and I was like, "Okay."
Yeah.
So they come up and they're like, can you get a rum punch? And I go, "Can I get like a 4 or 5?" And they're like, "We only serve one." I go, "Not interested."
Nah, I'm out.
Fucking
dude.
yeah, I'm good. I just.
But you're like,
fucking
oh, I thought you wanted it. I got no.
I don't want that
It's
shit.
not the luau.
Yeah. Or like the champagne they give you on business class, and you go, "Hey man, can I get 2 of those?" And they're like, "No, we only give you one." And like, "Are you serving drinks on this flight?" And they're like, "No." You go, "I'm not interested. I'd rather fucking white knuckle it than have the taste of the Lord in my mouth."
Don't send me down this. Don't send me down this path.
That's fucking crazy.
And I know I knew I could. So they would be like, Friday night. It's like, hey, we're just gonna there's a college football game. We're just gonna order pizza. I'd be like, shit, because I could go out and we worked on things like if you go to a restaurant, sit this way, to the wall, so people they walk in, they don't see you. And I would consciously or subconsciously always be going to.
That's so
get
interesting.
it and they just go, "What about this? What about?" And I go, and if they go, "Just admit it," and then they go, "All right." I go, "No, I wanted to go to that church because I go," and they go, "You're lying to yourself. Not to us. We don't care. You're lying to yourself.
Yeah,
you're lying." Then you go,
well, it's such a hard pill to swallow because like I think, and to be very honest, with getting recognized is pretty fun, especially if you're going through something where you feel like you might be in trouble.
People might
with your
be turning
fans.
against you.
To know that you might still have a career is super addictive, and to go like just but I mean
and that's what I wanted the attention from, and I used alcohol to be confident with women. So I didn't. Those weren't the end. I would never just drink and go to sleep. I always needed alcohol to get the attention from the women. That was the thing, not the. And so they were like, you walk through all of that and you go, oh, like, and I go, this is a screwed up situation because all the other people in rehab were now kind of feeding off of it too, because they all want to go out when I go out. Because they're like we're with the guy, and it feels good. It's secondary addiction for them. Yeah. And then everybody kind of around is kind of like, it's just so.
Well, you need my daughters with you because my daughters are they fucking hate it.
Yeah.
And they shut it down.
Yeah. They don't. Yeah.
Like Isla fucking, and what happens to my daughters is because I've talked about them so much in my act, people then look at them and realize it's them, and my daughters will just shoot them daggers.
Hey,
like,
we're not.
We don't fuck around like this.
Yeah. Because that's not how they get it.
They definitely don't get it that way.
Like that. Yeah.
So how long ago was this?
This was in 2019.
Oh fuck!
And then I got out.
This couldn't have happened in 2020.
Well, that was perfect. No, I got out, and then it went right into pandemic, and everybody's like destroyed, and I was like, this is the most freedom I've had. I was living the dream.
Yeah.
And then and it was like then I came back to the internet like 8 months later to the day I came back to the internet, and I just made a video, and I go, hey.
You do like a video, like an apology video?
Yeah. But I knew I couldn't read it. I go, I make videos for a living. I just got to they were like, do a PR statement. I go, I'll get crushed for that, dude.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I'm going to have to take the heat. I just got to have to make a video. And if I say the wrong thing, then.
But here's the thing that Christians get slammed for is that the forgiveness thing, where you go, well, aren't you supposed to forgive everyone?
Yeah.
But I understand that you can't fool me once, shame on me or whatever.
Yeah, sure.
But what was the blowback like? 8 months later, you release a video. I'm sure you get a group that's never forgiven.
Yeah, this guy's done, and well. So I tell everybody, I grew up with all this shame, so especially surrounding sex. This shame, never do it, never. And then I remember in rehab, I tell the story on stage. I go, we went to Five Guys. And it's the first time I was out, and this family goes, John Crist. And I go, oh, they're going to say I'm embarrassing as a Christian. I'm a bad role model for their kids. And these people, I knew they knew because they go, hey, we just want to let you know that we love you and we've been praying for you and we've been really feeling for you. And I go, what? You know what I'm saying? Because the way I grew up, I go, we had to, like, I remember the church I grew up in, we had to confess to our pastor every Sunday morning when the last time we masturbated was.
That's creepy.
Yeah, it's very
fucking.
It's a very, or like when's the, yeah. It's very.
I remember we had confession. At least it was in like fucking not face to face. And I remember one of the priests saying, and when was the last time you masturbated? And I went, easy. Fucking not telling you.
Yo, chill, dude. What are you doing?
What the fuck? Have you lied to your parents? I'm like, I'm lying to you. I lie to everyone. What the fuck? Just give me the fucking Hail Marys. I'll do them. He knows what I did. You're the go-between.
I would tell you, dog.
Fucking middleman. You're just dropping the drugs off.
Why are you being
fuck? You know about? Yeah, I jerked off in religion class. Father.
I just didn't. And then people, it was the first time ever that people knew everything about me, and they go, I never forget, we put a show on sale, and my manager called me and he goes, it's sold out, and I go, that can't be, dude. Like just like how you default to saying you're a bad dad.
Yeah.
So in Rehab, this place was not Christian. They just said, we love you. You're a good man. You made some poor choices, but you deserve to have love. You deserve to have life, and we're proud of you, and good for you for taking. And I go, this is so foreign. Every night I would get on my phone and get on Twitter and look for people saying horrible things about me, because that's what. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that does make sense.
I was comfortable there. I go, tell me I'm shit.
Yeah.
Because I believe I am. When somebody says, we love you, we'll give you a second chance, I go, what? And that's not to be like too Christian, but that is the message of Jesus. That is that.
It's his thing.
Yeah, that's kind of the whole thing, dude.
Hey.
That's kind of his
guys,
message.
this is my thing. Hey. If I got one thing I can do, it's
it's forget. Yeah, you're like, hey, and then and then I go that can't, and then you live in this whole world where like now I don't drink anymore, but I go to broad. I like to drink Red Bull, and it seems like a silly religious thing, but it looks the same color as a beer, a Red Bull in a glass.
Yeah,
everybody gets photos, and I go, it's very liberating because I go, I don't have to like delete this or untag myself, or if somebody that's not incongruent with me.
Yeah, I think that's the fucking lesson, is that just try to be as congruent with you as possible.
Yeah.
Do you think if you had, crazy question, do you ever look back and look at your relationships before you got really popped and go, there's one chick that we were pretty serious, but it didn't work out? Do you ever think like, had I married her, none of this would have happened?
Yeah. I think that a lot.
Really?
Yeah. Because
I'd be, I'm trying to be accountable in this.
Yeah.
Because if I didn't have Leanne, if I hadn't met Leanne when I did, I would have been a fucking road dog. Like, I know, same with Tom.
And you just,
I would have been a guy, without a doubt. I mean, that happens to me now, where you get like beautiful girls will hit me up.
Yeah.
I don't read any of my DMs in the general.
In the other one.
Or
the ones you know about.
Yeah. I read them in the normal, right?
If you had a previous conversation that pops up in there, you'll see.
Yeah. And so, what the fuck is this? By the way, good. So I don't read any of them in the general. I read the ones that are people I follow.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't know this, but if you retweet someone or rething the thing, and I only really use Instagram, then those people can directly comment with you.
Yeah.
And so I had never in my whole career chatted with anyone that I didn't actually know.
Okay. There was a stranger.
There's strangers that were like,
but you were married the whole time.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So then all of a sudden, one time I retweet this girl. I don't want to be too specific, because I'm sure she listens.
Yeah.
But I retweet this girl, but it's like, I want to get into comedy or whatever. Or she tweets like Bert. I'm so excited to see Bert Kreischer.
Yeah, sure.
I retweet it. I repost it on Instagram stories, and then she's in my DMs, and she's like, and I was like, oh, not much, you know, hope you're doing well.
Yeah.
And then she was
Yep.
like, I really want to get into comedy. I was like, oh, you should do it. You know, same thing I do to everyone.
Yep.
And then she starts sending like boom, 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 boom video messages. Hey, Bert,
Yep.
I want to show you what I'm
Yep.
wearing tonight. And you're
Yep.
like, and by the way,
Yep.
very candidly, I'm in a van. Andrew, I'm in a van with my cousin.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, while
Everyone-
this is happening.
While this is happening.
Yep.
And I'm talking about that time we were in, and I'm like, and he saw it in my eyes. I was
Yeah.
like,
It
whoa,
was this. It
because
was-
you're
yeah,
like,
yeah.
there's a hot chick DMing me, and you're
Yeah.
like, and then you go, oh, that's what that is.
Oh yeah.
and you
yeah.
just had to put it down and be like,
Oh, it's like
I gotta block you now because
Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
can't allow you.
Not
So-
because
so, and
that-
I'm a
yep,
married man.
Yep.
If I was single, I would have
Game over.
Yeah, I would have
Yeah.
been in everyone's DMs.
And you go, oh, that, yeah, like that. Yeah, it's like almost like a, I never done any drugs, but like a one that you go, oh, that one, I can't mess with that one.
Well, it's cocaine.
Yeah, that you go, this is too, like,
Um,
I know, like the heroin, like once you do that, like it's kind of over. Like that,
Well, Xanax. I mean,
yeah.
Xanax for me was, and I feel bad. We were making fun of Jordan Peterson the other day, but in a fun way. But
yeah.
first time I took Xanax, I was like, I remember the first time I gave my dad a Xanax. My dad went like this. He goes, "Whoa, is this what normal people feel like?" And you're like, "Oh, that's a bad thing to say.
That's not, no. Yeah,
That's not how that's supposed to work.
Yeah.
You're the person that should never take it again."
That's why
now.
yeah. That you go, oh, this is so overwhelmingly. It's so Because
And there's-
the
and
funny
there's-
thing about that is it's I know it's a significant moment because you remember exactly where you were.
Yeah.
You remember the surroundings. You remember the van. You go, oh my, this is yeah.
And so I feel blessed that I got Leanne for a number of reasons, but
Yeah.
one of which was, I think she forced me to be honest.
Yep.
So like I've always shared anything, anything with her, anything that would even like going to strip clubs.
Be
Like
remotely,
some
yeah.
people have a problem with it. Leanne doesn't have a problem if I go to a
Yep.
strip club.
Yep.
She doesn't have a problem if I get a lap dance. None of that bothers her. It's on her radar. She's like, don't fuck them.
That's what in rehab they say. They go, if you and your wife then as long as you've been, you're good.
As long
With
as-
anything, they go, you're
Yeah.
good. Yep.
I've always told her to keep me honest about my drinking, and her whole problem has only ever been health. It's like, I'm worried
Yep.
about your blood
Yep.
pressure. I'm worried about you
Yep.
on the road. You're gaining weight.
Yeah.
And so, but yeah, I wonder that, like, if you had found that one chick, just would have dodged everything.
Well, I wanted to marry a girl in 2009 before I did comedy, and I remember
go ahead.
because I remember she broke up with me surprisingly, and I was at what's that place? Wits End is in Aurora. It's not there anymore. It's like a strip mall. I was hosting, and I go, I can't do this. I cannot do this show. I'm devastated. My life is destroyed. But I gave my word I was going to do it. I did it, and guess how I felt?
fucking like a drug.
Yeah. And I go, I'm gonna go here.
Yeah,
I'm gonna do this.
That's the thing where you just go, I'm gonna go to the place that loves me.
And you subconsciously you go, well, I need to do it for my career. You need to, and then like a rehab would go, you got enough money, you never have to work again. You just say in my complex where I live, my condo, I'm like a guy that gets the mail and takes out the trash. And I go out to Wichita and you're a god.
Yeah.
So I go, what do you want to do? I want to go out there because I feel like I feel important out there. I feel loved. I feel valued. And they would go, that makes sense.
So wait, have you been to church since?
Not really.
Really?
Not really. Which that's an interesting question, but it's a heavy question. But yeah, unfortunately, Christianity doesn't really have a lot of room for like, if let's say you're trying to lose weight, reading the Bible, praying and all this stuff, and you can't find that discipline. And then you find Oprah and you lose. They don't love that. When you find help or healing outside of
outside the fence.
Yeah. And I would say, well, God, I think God in his grace or sovereignty led me to help.
Led me to rehab.
Led me to, yeah. But the things that in what the shame, the overwhelming shame and burden of sex is what led me into depression was from religion. Not my behavior. That's what took me down was the religion. And that's not how all Christianity is, but I think God is confident enough that he's like, you can take a year off. I think we're good.
Wait, how's your faith though?
It's never been stronger.
Really?
Yeah. Or more of a similar to the man in the book currently. Yeah. I mean, yeah, if that's what it is. So like the guy in the book is like, hey, put others in front of yourselves. Think about others. Do unto others as you would have them do unto you. Serve like that. Yeah. That's what it is, I think.
God.
Right?
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah.
I got Mark Wahlberg has a praying app.
Okay.
Praying app. What's that?
Praying? What religion is
6:45. I'm a horrible parent. Okay. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that.
That's a
I'm not
defense.
saying that. You see, I just did it.
Yeah. You
I'm not a horrible parent. I'm taking her to the movies.
Yeah.
And oh fuck.
I don't want to be on other people's podcasts by like I'm like a mental health guy now.
You're not.
I just want to be a comedian, but everybody's gonna see this.
But
like,
this
okay.
This is
I don't want
fascinating.
to like box myself in to be like. This,
I don't think. By the way, here's what's cool about the people that listen to this podcast.
Yeah.
Is like, it's kind of like one of those cry spaces. Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
Like everyone that listens to this podcast kind of gets it.
Yeah.
They know, number one, I'm a horrible listener.
Yeah.
So the fact that when I do listen, they love those podcasts. They're like, wait, Bert's listening. This must be interesting. They're gonna look at how long this went and go, that's the number one thing. What is it, 2.5 hours? Yeah. They're gonna go, ooh, this is gonna be a good one.
Oh yeah.
And they're also you don't get a lot of people. All you get on Twitter from us, from my fans, is like, dude, that was fucking great conversation.
Yeah.
That was amazing conversation. And you'll get a few DMs from people that'll be like, or not DMs, but maybe like directly tweet you that'll say, hey man, I grew up that way. I identify with what you are.
Yeah.
I'm not, even like Two Bears, we don't have, people don't hate on Two Bears.
Yeah, they're not. Yeah,
they just, like, if anything, they'd love to break balls. So, but there's such a fine-tuned, the Two Bear fans are such a fine-tuned, they're following two comics, right?
Yeah.
They also listen to Your Mom's House. That's two other comics, Tom and his wife.
Yeah.
They understand comedy and they understand jokes.
They're very fans of
and they fucking get it. And by the way, there's a lot of people that are probably listening that grew up the same way you did and fun and
absolutely.
And I'm hoping.
Look, we got one in this room that we just go, and that's very.
Wait, did you know him before no, for real? I'm hoping we get what I'd like this podcast is I hope that some Christian people listen to it.
Yeah.
And like that aren't fans of mine that go, well, that's like, I hope there's a clip that goes viral.
Absolutely.
Where people go, that's fucking fascinating. Because I've been guilty of, anytime we have anyone of faith anyone who has faith. Who was the other person we had in here? Angela Johnson.
Oh yeah.
We had Angela Johnson in here.
Yeah.
And everyone knows I'm looking for something.
Yeah.
I'm looking for something. I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe it's fucking mushrooms. But I'm kind of searching because I do have questions and I do have anxiety and I do have fears and I'm trying to get better at everything. Yeah. But this isn't a self-help podcast. It's a fucking So like people don't show up for self-help.
Still funny. Yeah. Or like we didn't say the right technical term. The clinical term. They're like, but I was late coming over here because I was trying to get a Red Bull at the gas station, and there was a guy. He had a like the lotto tickets with the he had like a stack of them, and I go, all right. Then I just left. But you go, the odds. You're like looking for hope, right? You're looking for some kind of like what that is. If you get you get the lotto ticket on Monday, and then on Saturday is the drawing. You bought 6 days of hope.
I've bought those.
Yeah. Because you go, odds are 1 in a billion that you're going to hit this, but maybe. Yeah. And if you work a dead end job, it's not, does that make sense? There's no hope.
Yeah.
And what's scary about our position is you go, maybe if I got money or famous, that would solve it. And it's even more scary because we are here, and it hasn't.
Yeah.
Because everybody hopes in, if you're not religious, you hope in a greater tomorrow. The new president's going to help me, a job promotion. I'm going to finally get a girlfriend. You're hoping in everything we could hope for, we have.
All I heard out of that whole thing was I should buy lottery tickets.
Yeah. That's my message.
Because I forgot how much fun that is.
Yeah.
To spend the money in your head.
What do you mean?
To like.
Yeah.
So there's a liquor store by the girls' school or by the girls' old school over by Colfax. You know that liquor store next to Maria SC. And so, I used to go in there whenever I picked up the girls. I grab Isla a root beer. Yeah. And I grab Georgia a fucking water. Yeah. Because all she's ever had is water.
Really?
And she never had a soda. Never had. She's had a hard lemonade, but she's God forbid she have a fucking soda.
Yeah, no soda. It's too much sugar.
So, and I would go in, and if the numbers were high, I'd buy $200 worth of lottery tickets.
You would?
Yeah, I go quick 200 quick picks, and the guy got to know me that when the numbers were big. He'd be like, "Oh, here he comes!"
Oh yeah,
and then one night it got really big. I got all the parents to chip in.
Oh, let's
go. We bought like $1,000 worth of lottery ticket quick picks. And he gets excited because he knows if I win there, he gets money
too. Yeah.
And he didn't know that I had gotten people to chip in.
And did you have money at this time or no?
No. No.
Which Michael Jordan always says, how much you want to gamble is like whatever makes you scared. Like,
so that's why I don't gamble. That's why I don't gamble.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't. You could bet it wouldn't affect you now.
No, that's why I don't gamble, because when I gamble, it doesn't make my heart race.
Yeah, that's exactly what he's saying. So he said that's like a micro addiction. Like it was doing something for you, clearly.
Yeah.
And whatever it was doing, that is worth the $20 that if you live in an apartment in Van Nuys, wherever but that's worth that dopamine rush.
I was at a casino and I when I got back from Serbia, I did a casino. I did, fucking, I don't need to tell you the money, but you can figure it out pretty quick.
Yeah.
4 shows, 2 shows Friday, 2 shows Saturday. Yeah. And they wanted to go gamble that night. And I remember just going like, what? I'm not going to make the money I just made.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean anything.
And then you could it doesn't affect you.
I gave $1,000 to a table at roulette. And I said, bet recklessly. Someone walk away big.
Yeah.
Bet like fucking lunatic. Someone hit it big. And it was more fun for me to watch people bet.
Do it. Yeah.
So
that doesn't do it. It doesn't do it for you. Yeah.
The guy goes, I go in to buy $1,000 worth of lottery tickets, and it's all parents' money. And and I go in, and he goes, "Hey man, you could just buy a beer and it feels better." And I go, "Oh, I'm doing that too." Yeah. I go, "I'm fucking cannonballing this baby."
So if you say like the repeated attempts to quit despite mounting consequences, so that in essence went to the wayside for you, because there would be no consequences for you betting $1,000 and losing.
Yeah.
Or if you got up to, obviously there is an amount that would get you in trouble, but it doesn't.
It was just doesn't. I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But that conversation with the girl in the jersey was a risk, a huge. It's the same rush.
But it's like seeing for me, that's like seeing a rattlesnake in my yard.
Yeah.
I got to get rid of this, but I'm not going to be the one to do it.
Yeah.
I'm like, Peter, we got a rattlesnake in the yard. My assistant.
Oh yeah. He's gonna.
I see risks and I avoid them. I don't drink and drive. I don't.
Never.
Like never. I don't drink and drive. I don't do. Because I know. I feel like very clearly I know the pitfalls in the certain places that where I can get fucked up.
Well, the consequence is big enough for you to avoid it, in essence. And the consequence is what?
Drinking and driving, getting a DUI, and then nothing.
Your face on the news?
No, I think people would forgive me. That. They'd be like, that happens to guys like that.
So why wouldn't you?
I don't fly with marijuana. I don't fly with marijuana.
Okay. All right.
And by the way, you can now out of LAX. But I still don't. I remember my dad going, "Buddy, who gives a fuck? If you get arrested, it's just another story." And I went, "No, the consequence is I don't get TSA pre-check, and I'm not going to wait in fucking line
I'm taking my shoes
for
off.
a fucking eighth of weed.
Taking my computer out of my bag."
Yeah, consequences for me. I'm very consequence oriented.
Yeah.
Where I go, don't do this. Like,
You do this.
yeah.
Yeah. And I think when I was at, everybody was like, look at these huge venues you're playing. And the consequences. And unfortunately, in addiction, you don't care.
Wow.
Because you go, I have all this stuff. And I'm not happy. I don't care if I don't do it anymore. I don't want it anymore. I can't, this is unbearable. And
So-
you're almost like, you kind of like,
Yeah.
that guy that blew up all those abortion clinics and he was living in the woods and he finally just walked out one day and he goes, hey, I did it. I can't. It's unbearable to hold this.
Oh, really?
Yeah, to hold this secret in and be just he goes, I did it, and he turned himself in because it's too.
I wonder if I could bomb an abortion clinic and not care.
Yeah,
because I don't really care about that stuff.
What?
Like I don't like.
Yeah.
Like I wonder if I could legit bomb an abortion clinic and be like, well, never. No one would ever see it coming.
And you
from
wouldn't.
me.
You wouldn't have any that your conscience wouldn't whisper to you.
I would.
That's a funny question. Would you? Yeah.
Like, because, but I mean, so what? Abortion clinics, I would see the people as innocent, so I probably would bother me.
Yeah.
I wonder if there's something where I could see the people as guilty, do it, and just go right.
Then you
to
justify
bed.
it.
It's like I know a dude. You're
doing the right thing in essence. Then
I know a dude who hunts poachers.
Yeah.
What
does that mean?
He hunts
humans.
poachers. He hunts humans.
That kill an elephant, but he has to realize that he's on the right side.
He's on the right side.
Yeah,
He doesn't believe in.
Yeah.
Even though he himself is a hunter and hunts animals
with the license or whatever,
he goes, these guys are doing the wrong thing.
Yeah.
So I will hunt them, and he kills humans, and he's cool with it.
And
Really cool
a lot
with
of people in the military like that.
Yeah, he's like, no man, they're fucking, they're killing innocent animals.
Yeah.
And I was like, but you hunt. And he goes, yeah, but I pay the
you're on
thing.
the side. Yeah.
And I go, wow, man, I want to feel like that. I wonder what my thing.
Well, that's
would
what you're
be.
saying about the you envy the people that cancel me. You go with no regard for just the witch hunt. And you go.
To be like that, to be like.
Not oblivious, but
I remember one time there was a righteous. It's righteous.
Yeah, righteous anger. Or like
it's righteous, and to go, I know what I'm doing is right, and I have too much empathy on both sides of a fence to go. Like, but you have to see.
Yeah. Yep.
It's very easy to say things, but when you, I feel things like someone did something to my daughters.
Yep.
If my daughter's going to college, and if a guy, I'm being dead serious.
You kill him, beat him in jail.
No. I already know what I do. I've already figured this out.
Yeah.
If my daughter goes to college next year and gets sexually assaulted, I already know what I'm going to do.
Yep.
I'm going to go to that college. I'm going to find that guy. I don't need him to be guilty.
Yeah.
I just need to know that she thinks that she said it. That's my daughter. If she said it, I believe it. That's it.
Say no more.
Because that's my daughter. That's my daughter.
Yep.
Say no more. I want to make sure. And I'm going to cut all his fingers off.
Yeah.
I'm going to cut all his fingers off. He's going to have no fingers left.
Yep.
And then life will just be tough for the rest of his life.
And you'll be on. Yeah.
And by the way, that I could. So,
and you wouldn't regret that for a second.
Yeah. And so I guess if I believed that abortion was wrong 100% and was like,
that's what all the way back to the beginning of this conversation is that.
Yeah. I would be like,
well, it doesn't matter.
I'm stopping millions of deaths by killing these couple people.
Yeah.
By the way, I must sound like a fucking lunatic. How did I get on this fucking?
No, but if you get on the side of that's the side, then because I remember reading like the January 6th where they went into the Capitol, and then they were like, but the BLM riots, they killed this many deaths, and they were comparing them. I go, this is silly. Because if you're on this side, you think that side's wrong. If you're on this side, you think it doesn't matter. Yeah. The death. You're not looking at stats.
Yeah.
You're not looking at You're not looking at whatever. I go, like I would like wear a mask or whatever, but during COVID because everybody was on the different side. Everybody goes, I'm sitting next. I'm wearing. No vaccine, no mask, sitting next to a guy with a full hazmat suit. We both have access to the same general info.
Yeah.
Do we not? And he's acting with the info he has. And I'm acting with the info I have. I don't know. I grew up very anti-vaccine kind of. And I go, yeah, I'm good. And then I remember we had a show at... we had a sold out show somewhere. This is a couple months ago, and I had to test like me, and I go, all right, so if I test and I'm positive, the show's not happening, right? And I go, with a clear conscience, I go, I'm going to fake this test. And I had no problem with it.
Yeah.
That's exactly what we're saying.
Yeah.
I had no problem with it. I go, I'm faking this, and I'm forging this, and I'm not going to stay up at night. Not for once. Not for once. Because you believed.
Yeah.
And that could have been the wrong decision. I don't know. I mean, if
I've had times where I've had times where people like because like we did where were we going? We were going on a big tour and everyone tested.
Yeah.
And we're about to get on the plane. They're like, do you want to test? And I was like, well, just so you know, if I test, we don't get on this jet.
Yeah.
And everyone's like, huh? I said, well, how does everyone feel right now?
Yeah.
Does everyone feel pretty healthy? Because I don't have any symptoms.
Well, you go,
and everyone's like, I'm fucking cool. Let's fucking ride, baby.
Yeah, we're going. Yeah.
We used to do that when we did the fucking drive-in movie theater tour. We'd all test at my house.
Yeah.
And they go,
hey,
who wants to go first? I go, it should be me.
Yeah.
Let's save the fucking money on these tests. If it's me, we don't go.
But you all on this like you're all on this schedule of like where somebody like you decide the line was here, somebody else decides the line is here, somebody else decides Amish decides I don't even believe in hair dryers.
Yeah.
So you go, well, I'm not there, but I believe in electricity, but I don't know about these diesel engines that might be bad for the environment. Everybody's just on here.
We did shout out to Go Big Show. Listen to everything I say before you get upset.
Let's go.
So we did Go Big Show, and the very last week, hey Pete, he's not in here. So the very last week, like we're about to announce the winner. Like that's all we got to do left, right?
That's the last week. Yeah.
And we have a big rap party. We watch a movie, not a rap party because I haven't rapped yet. We have a movie out in the outdoors. We all get fucking hammered, and I wake up fucking sick. Is that Peter? Peter, do you remember when I was so sick we had to get me IVs? I'll Go Big.
Oh yeah, Go Big.
Yeah. And so the deal was with Go Big Show, and shout out to everyone at Go Big Show. They said to me that very clearly when we started, they said, hey, just so you know, if you get COVID, we lose a ton of money.
That's what.
And they're like, just so you know, if we get COVID, we lose a ton of money. You need to be super fucking safe.
Yep.
We're testing every other day, but you cannot get COVID. Pete and I went out to eat one time.
Yeah.
They called and they're like, get him back here immediately.
Yeah.
Pete's like, we're outdoors. And then he's like, hey man, I got to get you back. And I was like, Peter, fuck him. I hadn't been allowed out. Yeah. Everyone else could have gotten COVID. Yeah. They could shoot around every single person but me because I was the host, and they needed me to reveal the winner. So that we do that rap party outdoors. I drink a ton of fucking seltzers. I fucking get hammered. I wake up the next morning and I'm like, I am not feeling good. I'm not feeling good at all.
Yeah.
And I had a cough. Do you remember that? I had like this persistent cough.
Yeah.
And so Pete's like, all right, don't worry. We're gonna get some fluids in you. You're gonna be fine.
Yeah.
So all we're doing was pick up shots for this last day.
I've already
I get the fucking IV, and immediately I get the IV, I feel a ton better. I go to bed that night and I feel like shit again. And
when do you have to test?
I test the next day.
All right.
And then we do the finale. Okay. So I will find out if I'm positive before the finale. And I am sweating this going,
of course.
I definitely got COVID.
Yeah.
I am fucking sick.
Yeah.
So we test, we do the finale, and I go to Conrad and I said, so how was my test? And he goes, clearly negative. You shot today. And I said, but you guys didn't. Well, and he goes, no. He goes, no. We don't. It's out of our control. If you test positive, they would have had to tell us. And I went, okay. So I'm like, all right. I don't believe this.
Right.
So I believed full-heartedly that the people at Go Big had seen a positive test and ignored it. And so that's how I believed in my head, right? So I go to do Rogan like 2 weeks later, and they go, hey, do you want an antibody test?
Yeah.
And I said, yes, I do.
Yeah.
I said, because fucking I got COVID at Go Big Show. I know I did. Test my fucking antibodies. And they're like, for real? And I tell Rogan, I'm like, dude, I guarantee you, they were like, we're not going to lose this finale. Fuck it. Just ignore it. We'll all get COVID next week.
And then we'll all
just deal with it later.
Yeah.
I get the antibody test. I had never had COVID. I go, how fucking drunk did I get? Do you remember how sick I was, Pete?
I want to see how
I was
stressed you
bad.
were.
I was
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
I literally was like, I gotta quit drinking.
Yeah.
Like this is.
You lost your
And
taste
Rogan's
and
like,
smell?
so wait, you know I had all my taste and smell. I had a cough and I was fucking shaking because I drank so much. And I remember I texted Conrad. I go, so I did not have COVID. And he goes, no, you didn't have COVID. But I completely,
The whole thing. Yeah.
I completely was like, I can't put it past them. I would do the exact
That's why I
same
say listen
thing.
to the whole story.
Yeah,
before
listen to the whole story. Because if you
Yeah.
hear this, you're gonna think, oh, TBS
Yeah.
fucking lied. They didn't.
Yeah.
I didn't have COVID. The
Yeah.
people that got COVID, man, they pulled them immediately.
And
They
you look
immediately.
At, you look at everybody that had a job, or they go, you need to, he goes, I got a family. I got 4 kids.
Yeah.
I understand you want me to, I can't do this.
Yeah.
I will risk it. I will.
Oh, you just look at it now and you're like,
Of course. Yeah. But everybody's making this value judgment about everything. With the information you have, you're operating amongst everyone else, and everybody has a different set of values.
Yeah.
And you go, but I've said this before, no one has ever acted incorrectly. If you shoot someone in that you believe, right?
Yeah.
They deserve to die.
Oh, if I cut off some dude's fingers at my daughter's
Now,
college,
I would imagine if he was laying there bleeding out, you would be, I think I might have done too much.
I know I would have cauterized his fingers. I want him to live.
Yeah, fair.
I want him to
Yeah,
live.
yeah.
You just hurt,
You're
you
not
hurt
an
my
animal.
daughters,
You're not an
and
animal.
me and Joey
Yeah,
Diaz are
yeah.
coming up with some fucking hedge clippers. And let me tell you something, cocksucker.
Yeah.
I got Joey Diaz on my fucking
Yeah,
team.
he'll
You
be
don't
ready.
think we
Yeah,
can
no.
fucking you ever beat someone with a hanger?
You can't cancel him.
Dude, I'm so glad that you're doing well. It's so good to see you back and thriving.
Thank you,
because like I said, you're one of the funniest dudes I know.
I appreciate that.
And to know what you've gone through and know you're on the other side of it makes me happy. Makes me very happy.
I wish the more people could hear the story, because it's awesome over here on this side. I wish more people could come over. Yeah. But I do want to say that we did, you're probably not going to remember this, but we did the show. We did like a couple of days there. Do you remember the hotel at the Denver Improv where you stayed or no?
Yeah.
Okay, so you took me, and this is the first time you took me and the feature to Bar Louie.
This tracks.
You remember that?
Yeah.
And then we came back to the club, and there was a open mic in that lobby. And there was a box. There literally just a box.
Yeah.
And you were like headlining at the time. You go, oh my God, I can't believe I forgot that open micers do this.
Yeah.
Because you had you walked by and we were like doing and you go, unbelievable. And then I remember I was so excited to work, or so excited to be a comedian, and you go, hey man, you want to be with us or something? And you go, meet me at this bar at 3 a.m. because you were watching that English soccer game.
Oh yeah.
Remember that?
Oh shit, yeah, I do.
And you go, meet me at this bar. And I was like just from church and I go, I never been in a bar. And you go, come with it was 4 a.m. or something.
Yeah.
And it was an English soccer game, and you made a whole, I think they were filming.
I had an egg and a beer.
And I go, this is like a different life. I just felt so like the way I felt the opposite of when I was a kid. I just feel so included in the group or with the cool kids or something like that. It meant a lot to me.
Oh, dude, of course.
Yeah. I try to do the same thing for comics that are.
Oh, well, I think, well, first of all, there's a lot of unfunny comics listening to this going, he didn't include me.
Oh,
And by the way, that night I took a shit in a bar across the street that made a dude in the stall throw up. I swear to God. In Colorado.
At the Bar Louie?
No, across the street. Across the street, I took a shit in a bar and the guy fucking threw up.
Yeah.
I remember I've only done that twice. Once in
because
Japan.
of the smell?
But no, because of that raw egg. If you eat a raw egg,
yeah.
you shit that night, it'll fucking smell.
You smash those eggs into that beer and chugged them.
I cracked them into the beer.
And that was an English, it was like an Irish.
It was an Irish bar, and they were watching fucking
Ireland.
Yeah, and it was oi.
Yeah.
And I just went in, and I got so drunk.
Yeah, you got on the you were on the on the bar
That makes sense.
with a no shirt and the flag.
It's funny what people tell me stories about me, and I always go, don't remember.
Yeah.
And then the second you go Irish bar, I go, I totally remember.
Right on Colfax.
Yeah, I totally fucking remember.
And I think my roommate was like, "What?" And I was like, "Dude, I'm into some comedy stuff now."
Dude, well, it's so good.
You're the man, dude.
I'm happy
Thanks
for
the
you, brother.
invite, brother. I appreciate
Much
that.
love. If you know, I love you, man.
I'll come out anytime, brother.
Anytime.
You're the man.